for that legendary trophy, the most prestigious in all of CS2. Let's meet your contenders. Your two-time Cologne champions, NAVI! Their first foray into the cathedral, the hope of a nation on their shoulders, the Mongols! Fallen forged his legacy here, and finally, he's back with Furia! Still reeling from that major heartbreak, determined to change their destiny, MONGOLZ! And your first semi-finalist boasting Counter-Strike's most impactful weapon, Team Spirit! Teams circling the chalice, but what they are facing is no ordinary foe. The kings of CS2, Team Vitality! Took the trophy home last year. Let's see if they do it again this year. But not if these teams have anything to say about it. So let's get into our first quarterfinal. NAVI versus the Mongols. I need you to make some noise. Lack says, "Oh, kids, make some noise!"
The major grand finalists now enter untrodden territory, their first time in the Lanxess. And if this was a year ago, Yanko, maybe I would be worried for them. But the power up they've had into playoffs all the way out through 2025, I'm looking at MONGOLZ as the favorites.
Yeah, absolutely. I just have to say, that was so badass.
Oh, yeah.
It's Vitality bringing out the trophy.
Absolutely.
That was some next level stuff. I mean, that was awesome to see. But yeah, absolutely. A different tale compared to last year. And this time, it's MONGOLZ who are the favorite.
Yeah, but you know what? There's something about this NAVI team. There's something about Blade. I'm not going to call an upset, but NAVI's going to make this close. NAVI's going to fight for this one. And on one sense, I feel like MONGOLZ should be able to blow them out of the water, expose all these weaknesses, have an easy run into the semifinals. But something about the way IEM is playing, Bit is playing, and the way Blade already has this team being competitive makes me feel like this is not going to be as easy as it looks on paper.
This is such a cool moment for the MONGOLZ to prove to us, right, that they've grown, to prove to us that the success that they've had at Austin, in Dallas, and all these previous tournaments is enough for them to just take care of business here, because they are, without a doubt, at this moment, the better team.
Let's not sleep on what Makaze must be feeling at the moment. You come out into an absolute rip-roaring crowd. He must be feeling some kind of nerves, some kind of adrenaline on that stage right now.
Absolutely, and I imagine if I'm him, I think the pistol round's gonna go by very fast for him. I think this moment to like the second or third round in the game, he might not even remember him when this is all said and done. So everything is going through his head, everything that he wants to accomplish onside this stage, everything he expects to encounter on this stage. But when the game starts, it can calm down. Then you can lose yourself into the game once you get there.
I just hope he went to 7-11 before this game, because on the other side, you have guys who made that leap, right? And who come into this tournament with no practice, and they're just based off of individual prowess, beating teams left and right. They're one of the sharpest teams we have, the Mongols, and it's going to be a real test for NAVI today.
Gentlemen, it is time to officially get this show on the road. Our first quarterfinal here at IEM Cologne 2025, NAVI versus the Mongols.
This quarterfinal is a game of firsts. 3 years for the Mongols. They've been trying to make it to this very stage in the Lanxess Arena. Now they've finally done it. An uptick in performance across 2025, multiple stage wins to their name, a grand final in Austin. The Mongols are leveling up. The Mongols might be ready. For NAVI, you want to talk first, talk about this kid, MONGOLZ, the playmaker, added to this roster. First big event, first international LAN, first time on a stage of any size, let alone the biggest in Counter-Strike. NAVI, they say getting here was job well done. But can this more experienced team add more twist to the tale?
On the other side of the bracket lurks Counter-Strike's best team in team vitality. That means we've got a three-way race towards those finals. It's been a long time coming for the Mongols. It's been a dream. Same for MONGOLZ taking his first steps up on this stage. So Lanxess, let's give them a warm welcome to Counter-Strike's biggest and best stage!
A quarterfinal on a Friday afternoon. We're only just getting started. Mongols, NAVI, Inferno, Ancient, Mirage, and everything to play for.
There were a lot of ways this one could have gone. Both these teams liking Mirage. It's NAVI's pick up first of Inferno. They got to dictate when and where that Mirage came through, and they left it to the Mongols to pick it up. That's given them a slight edge in the veto. But in this pistol, they've already lost their new face, MONGOLZ. His first round played on the Lanxess stage ends in disaster. He's found first to open up this round.
Has to sit back and just breathe. Watch his team play out this 4v5. We know how difficult these rounds are. Let alone when you've lost your piece on the side. NAVI going to go back into middle. Is this a predictable play? For the Mongols, it doesn't look like it. 3 strong on the other side. They start to get inquisitive.
Took a little jiggle there. Got the spot on Wonderful. It's NAVI with the regroup. They're going into a triple setup here. They're playing right in to the hands of the Mongols. Already a man down as they attempt this boost. They'll go into the top of Banana, and they will get out with the kills. All of them for NAVI!
Pre-fire by Wonderful.
And so just like that, the best laid of plans, the Mongols in the right spot, none of it comes to matter. Bomb plant for NAVI. And as Alexi holds the key to this round, if he can find this kill, it stops the retake dead in its tracks. He won't even be required. They've already dealt with Mizinho. Blitz moving in, finished off as the captains clash. And NAVI course correct that pistol.
Oh, shaky start really for both squads, with MONGOLZ getting picked and Mongols just falling apart at the top of B. Techno throwing grenades when he's the linchpin of that position. Uncovered at sandbags, Wonderful's ready. And so NAVI take that pistol away. Grand finalist last year, a very different position now sit NAVI. A team struggling in playoffs, arguably more so than the Mongols. Yet to pick up a match in an arena in 2025.
Exactly, you talk about the Mongols going strength to strength all the way into the finals at the major, kind of culminating in that to show the improvement from this squad. For NAVI, their playoff results tell a very different story, and one of the reasons why this change of MONGOLZ coming into the squad, it felt like it had to happen. They were no longer getting those wins in playoffs, getting stopped every time they arrive.
I mean, they made it to near about every playoff in this year, with the exception of Melbourne. And they have one map to their name, Harry. A map over Astralis in a series they lost back in Astana. NAVI don't have a lot to love when it comes to these playoffs, so no surprises that changes.
Qanchalik uberasiz NAVI tushiga, brat. Mongolzlar ham qolishmayapti o'yinda, gameplay bo'yicha.
But making that jump back up to being able to compete for trophies, compete in the biggest arenas, that's what NAVI are looking for right now.
MONGOLZ shanaq deysizmi Shoh aka?
Rarely an exception to the second round.
Shoh aka MONGOLZ kutatyaptilar.
An aggressive team with
Ovoz qalay? Ovoz normal eshitilyaptimi? Men ovozim bu o'yin ovoziga qaraganda o'yin baland bo'lsa, men pasaytirib yozgan. Men ovozim eshitilishi uchun.
Looking for yet another gamble.
Даже zalam let's go MONGOLZ deyapti. NAVIga muxlisman, MONGOLZ bilan o'z kerak. Da, MONGOLZ kuchli, lekin hammasini bitta komanda yirtib qo'yadi, bu Vitaliy bo'ldi.
NAVI, it's a bit of an Alexei classic.
Texno, Said ichida o'tirdi, Senzo longda.
In for an hit. There's only 2 players here. Techno remains caught. Oh my god!
Double jarab, что за бля? Business lucky. Mishkan o'chirib qo'yadi, xalal beradi.
NAVI really wrestle back this round.
Business. Uchinchiga yomon shoshildi, lekin orada easy olardi. Chotki hammasi, все, good. Enter Techno. Cheers deydi-yu, 5-7da ikkita yeb oldi.
3v5 with a team kill in there for NAVI, and they win it like it's not even close. 2 guns getting out of that round. Blimey. It's a great double for Techno, but MONGOLZ throwing themselves at NAVI, understandably, is what gives the round away.
Chat, like bosamiz.
You really cannot blame them for charging through that smoke with the double Techno gives us. But NAVI remain composed.
Techno bilan
Push the MONGOLZ.
Da. Okay. 3 round NAVIlar tomonda bo'ladi.
If you want to look at players that are going to have to perform today for NAVI, Ema, one of the ones that's on the tip of your tongue.
Boost.
Been a fantastic tournament from this guy. So you want him to kind of hit the ground running here in this quarterfinal. Gets his first kill here up against the Pistols. So we'll be keeping a close eye on him.
There's been a few positional changes for NAVI, not just the vibe change of adding in a new player, but players having to get comfortable with different spots and different paces on their T sides, like Ema. Speeding up.
Hozir MONGOLZlar safe'ga bo'lsa ham bo'lardi. Kill bermasdan, tengiga
roster a little bit, breathe new life.
Round olgan bo'lsa ham puli bo'ladi, lekin
there has been hitting a wall. So safe to say, I like the desk, left it open, that NAVI could make things interesting. MONGOLZ favorites, yes. But to doubt NAVI would be a mistake many have done before.
Kurde, makas.
Pressure on, just peppering this save. MONGOLZ going to get out with pistols and nothing more.
Blitz, скорость без границ. Давай, Senzo,
this one's a bit of a departure from all these other rounds where the Pistols have been able to make it competitive. NAVI keep this one nice and clean. Blade's very happy with that, getting out with 5 alive, making a bit of money here for the NAVI squad.
Yeah, if you're NAVI, you're feeling super confident coming into this first gun round, right? You've won a very difficult round. You've walked into 2 stacks as well. You've had no issue getting rid of them. So NAVI doing things from the back foot, fighting forward as MONGOLZ come in with the guns.
910's going to bring his AWP out straight away.
He
had a good spawn for Banana as well, so wouldn't put it past him to want to be involved early. The rifles work their way in close. Idea behind this 910 AWP. NAVI want nothing to do with it. They've thrown attention over towards Banana. They put util there, and that has kept the MONGOLZ stacked towards the B side of the map.
Just the fact that because he's not in Banana says it's going to be a pretty quick round. NAVI speeding up towards middle.
Out they come, Blitz.
Blitz. Что они делают? Меня он контекстирует.
It's the MONGOLZ captain with a double opening. Mizinho starting to feel a bit of pressure here, but this is an unorthodox way of responding to it. I don't know if Bit's going to be ready for this. Traded places around the smoke. Mazinho realizes he's got time to get the reload off here. The round's grinded to a halt for NAVI.
Mongols don't jump the gun, right? NAVI are hoping to come in on a big flank and they get that kill down Banana, opening up a new path in this round. Senzu's tucked in. He's giving away nothing. This is a position that surely should get a single kill on a 50-50 angle.
Senzu olsa betoza bo'lar. Wonderful Senzu.
Wonderful clears this, making some noise. He's even running the risk of getting peeked here.
Bit.
And it's not even so much that Senzu could find him on this aggressive path. I think it's what it's enabled for the Mongols, but they haven't lent heavy into this A site. Still too strong here. Techno and Mazinho split between the pits.
Техно.
And NAVI move in.
Hammasi qaytadi
They
hozir.
have the site control. They know about these pit players. They're going to take a bomb plant here and have themselves a 2v4 to play around. That's a hell of a clear from Mazinho, who gets the ball rolling on this retake. You needed someone to kind of step up, take charge there. Mazinho is that guy.
Cocky play for Mazinho, just jumping out of the pit before his team are even ready. Feels like that's the only way that can let NAVI back into the round, but Mongols allow them to plant nothing more. A nice clean round to get on the board here on this CT side.
Первый есть, можно поесть. Lekin men bunday chiqqan yomon o'qishmadi. Qayta qaragan ekan, просто ulgurmagan markaz otishga. Главный пачку поставили.
On the bright side here for NAVI, a couple of games already locked in on Inferno inside of the group stage. Had some time to get acquainted with Makazi on that B bomb site. Starting to get more comfortable. We might see a bit more pressure here. Makazi leads the fray with first spawn.
And he will successfully battle the Mongols off of Banana.
That's boiler.
Map control for NAVI to have. Not one they realize yet. That retake util comes out from the Mongols. They really want to fight for this control. Willing to go blow for blow with Makaze here.
Great grenade. Techno tries to capitalize. They call for a third rotation. Mongols with the perfect read in this round. The whole map is far too quiet. They don't like what they don't hear.
And NAVI's just going to go. Makazi at the front. Runs straight into Techno. And this is where NAVI are going to start to put together just how strong, just how entrenched this site is for the Mongols. That skirmish does not end in their favor. Now they look to link up with Bit. He'd started giving up ground on his lurk out towards the apartments, and so it's a mission to go and re-clear all this space. Tries to move quickly. This is confident stuff from Bit. Knows the time is of the essence as he tries to put this pressure on. You'll note the bomb never left Banana. Bit is just selling the Mongols a lie on this A-fake.
Oh dear, that's disastrous. 20 seconds. Bit's going to go for more. He's going to fully send into this site. That will be his demise. Only Senzu in this B-bomb site.
Lies in wait. Senzu, the top performer for the Mongols. It was his step up on stages that was meant to make this team move down that path to greatness, but he falls off. Techno can't find them on the smoke spam. 9-10, missed shot on that AWP. Ema and Wonderful will have a bit of time to get set up here in this 2v2. The move rounds 9-10. Down to the rifle. Techno knocked out. And NAVI have pieced together where this last man's coming from. 9-10 might have found the first, but Wonderful goes and retrieves that orb from the spawn. He might be low on health, but Wonderful has his weapon of choice. That tap forces the fight out. It's real close on this defuse. With milliseconds the difference, snatches that one away from NAVI.
Already some very exciting close rounds in this game. Mongols are hanging on by a thread on economy. A 3-on-5 for NAVI that gets far too close for comfort, but seconds between him and the defuse. Great round for the Mongols, considering every step of the way they were fraught with peril. Over-rotating, losing their anchor on B. And in a difficult 1v1, but the AWP in the clutch with a smoke on the bomb is too much for Wonderful.
Time out. Against stream qilyapti. Yeah, of course. Kimga
They're
aytyapsiz
taking a
buni endi,
moment
brother?
to try and
Kimga
talk this
aytmoqchisiz?
over with the squad. They can feel the game really starting to tighten up here.
NAVI'da oxirgi bay bo'lish kerak hozir.
Mongols starting to grind the path back in.
Da. Undan keyin
First doors as well. It's the moment these rifles have made their first appearance. The money kind of at its wit's end for NAVI.
Ashramdagi
Very
tepasida
confident
yurgan
fight down
Tog'akim.
through mid. That was 9-10, hoping
Trainer,
to
brat.
secure the opener.
Orqasida yuradi treneri. Misol uchun pererif nimaga olishadi bular? Bular taktika aytish uchun pererif olishadi. Mendan
Late
trener
timing for
o'zi
Navi. Out they go into Banana.
agressiya qilmoqchi edi, markaz haydab
Same
yubordi.
setup.
Oyun Teknay
As
bilan
rounds
qo'rqib
before.
tashladi. Bizdes.
Bit of util
Okay,
damage,
switch
but
wanted
Mongols
again,
block yet
sticker
again.
bar.
They don't allow Navi
Yo,
into their
ko'rmaganman,
bomb
brat,
site.
unaqa prekollarni ko'rmaganman. Bit bo'lardi.
McCarthy having a rough time at things. It was never going to be easy stepping onto your first stage in a T side of Inferno.
No, I mean, this was a guy coming into the tournament who had to learn to use innies. He's
usta
never played with that before.
Uchta o'ynashmoqchi.
A series of firsts for McCarthy. And it's not going to get easier.
Not against such a sharp squad. Mongols shooting hard right now.
Hima floating back here, offering assistance to Bit on his lurk in the apartments. It feels like the decision is to redirect back into this A play for
Salam
NAVI.
alaykum, Bagdan, chotam.
Second man here from the get-go. They made sure they get that out of control. See McCarthy lining up the util now to try and facilitate this play.
Bu boostga, smoke shotga.
Nades go in, double porch setup.
Alien
Blitz
yet.
might catch
Ayo,
them off guard.
side
It's
goes again.
Bates from Mizzino. They
that
don't
was
clear it
Modric, yeah.
properly. Double kill for the second man in, and the AWP holds strong for one. There's no breaking through this hole.
Wonderful.
1-on-4 here for Wonderful. He goes
Ek
no
around,
further.
Paul
Mongols
Nicola.
keep up the streak.
NAVI'lar.
3 in a row.
Kelasi ham
hits the
chapga qarab
guns,
ketyapti, Cologne'ga qarab.
and
Zachем?
Navi are broke.
I mean, outside of that last round where we had, Wonderful locked in the 1v1, they've been pretty one-sided in favor of the Mongols as well. It's 4 alive in both the other rounds. So NAVI struggling to make much of a dent here.
NAVI yutqazsa
I don't know if they're
Xz.
entirely aware just how often the Mongols are starting with this triple B hold as well.
Hozir Inferno yutib, keyingisini
Kind of
yutkazamiz.
obscured by the fact that
Keyingisini
9-10 is still making very aggressive moves over here on A. Even have Mizzino there to support him in this round.
Fuego. Почти.
This is a nice adaptation for NAVI. Trying
Eagle,
to maintain this A
yeah,
pressure.
Alex
They want to
block faqat.
get the
Smoky
Mongols
flash
away
shot.
from these triple B starts.
Well, you're going to have to put up a fight. This doesn't feel like the round 4 at Deagle's out, probing the apartment. Boost for the pit side. As they try to set
Yeah,
McCarthy
back
up for success, Mizzino gives him nothing.
Не фартануло.
Navi trying to scratch their way out of the coffin right now.
You're really hoping as well that there'd be a bit more resistance here from the Mongols, right? You were kind of looking for this early fight on the pistols.
Boiler.
And amidst all the silence, with no control of Banana, you're nervous now about a stack, and that is what NAVI are walking into.
It's a flash, but it blinds Wonderful as well. Not going to do them any
Easy
favors as they just get their heads rolling in middle. Double
Yeah,
for
but,
late
yeah, no.
Wonderful with a
Went
deagle.
Wonderful.
Goes no further than 2. A good sign as an individual.
Let's go,
Wonderful
Navi.
11 and
Out
4,
to this.
starting
Go
strong,
places,
but these need to convert into
places
rounds for
kerak.
Navi. As
Ko'p
Mongols are
aytsin
picking up
avvalambor,
speed.
brat. Omadsiz raundlar ko'p bo'ladi-da, shunaqa bo'ladi. Meni
It's very, very good to see Wonderful in this form, but yeah, he's going to need that kind of supporting cast.
Nega? Sabab Wonderful qo'yishga?
We've seen him trying to update his gameplay. That was something that was happening even before JL was removed from this NAVI squad, being a lot more involved, less of a supportive element for this NAVI squad.
Bitta
You
bo'ldi
don't want to
hozir.
waste an
O'ynash kerak.
11-4 performance on your AWP.
This is probably the best start for McCarthy, getting up the car without taking damage.
Yo'q,
And
hali ham bitta bo'ldi.
Mongols have given it up, making a gamble. 4 strong versus just the one. Captain of Blitz with nades at the ready. If Navi just go on this early timing with a flash, it might catch him off guard. Blitz has got to drop that Molotov. Does he believe
Mariki
it?
donkeda ye va KS2 bo'ladimi?
Calls their bluff. And that's enough
Ne bu
to
orqaga
send
qochmoqchi?
Navi
Bitta
back.
bo'yin o'tgan paytda Navi orqaga ketmoqchi.
But if you take stock, 2 smokes, a molly, and a flash, there's not a lot to work with. It almost forces you back into your original plan.
Which is lucky for Navi here, right? They're hitting this site that only has Blitz in it.
Oh, they're in.
They dodged the stack. They've gotten past Blitz's early volley. He will open. Alexi dead, but Blitz knows the goal is to buy time. And by time, he shall.
Halen Blitz yaşamadı bu
Second
arada.
kill from the Mongols captain, and it's bought enough time for his
30
teammates
sekund var
now
ya.
who are layering up these flashes, trying to facilitate even more
Yeah,
mileage for Blitz.
bye.
Dead after the double, but he's done his job.
Kick.
You couldn't ask for more there, and it should be enough for the Mongols. They've got Bit trapped at the top of Banana. He might feel the pressure to play through this smoke. He doesn't want Ema to feel too isolated in the site.
Oldu.
Smoke blowing open, 9-10 with a heads-up play.
Ema 3'e 1.
And they're never given the choice. It's Ema now in the hot seat who has to deliver a clutch. There's the first. Ema's head on a swivel, can't quite track it down. The Mongols deal
Yaşadı han orqada var, troykada başa yaşadı.
Shame to see that from Navi though, right? They throw old meta utility. That's the
Qanaqasi
easy
kritik
Molotov
smoke
for
bo'lishi
dark
mumkin emas.
or for quad
Bilmadim
rather. But it's
lekin.
easy for a reason. Doesn't spread fully and doesn't burn out Blitz. He's able to play behind that new box and get 2 kills and get to throw out grenades without getting punished. Navi need to update their utility in this position. A good molly would have won them that round cleanly. They would have had this side for free. Instead, Blitz is able to live far longer than anticipated. This clutch was not for Ema. And this half is turning into the Mongols 5 in a row.
İyi balasiga.
Kazi eats another grenade.
Selk var işte.
Just the cost of doing business, burning down to 30.
Hop, shu Wonderful qo'ldagi arkadaşdan bor edi menda.
Stars of Navi on rifles.
Ko'tim yetib qoldim. Молодец,
Is
brat.
that enough to carry them through?
Bizga nasib qilsin shunaqa qilish.
Long smokes come in constantly for
Naviga
Navi. Mongols have
bilmadim,
often
brat.
looked to try and play ahead of it, but not in this round.
Bitta o'zi B'da bo'lib turib, Blitz 2 kill beryapti. Hali ham o'ldirishmayapti. KT'da smoke qolmagan o'zi yo'q. Tashalmagan smoke yo'q.
Burden of pressure rests on the shoulders of Navi.
I mean, Mongols could be expecting a 4-by here, right? This is somewhat saving for later, but
Lost
with a bomb plant gives Navi fighting chance, and 9-10 just rips it out of their hands. Even Blitz trying to get back in the site in time. He might not be needed. Techno's put up 2, looking for a third. Techno holding strong. And Mongols across the board, every player holding their position valiantly. Bit trying to box his way out of this corner, but Mongols have got him on the ropes.
And this is flawless. From the moment those rifles made their first appearance for the Mongols, they've yet to drop a round. They've been finding them convincingly. This is starting to feel very one-sided to open up. Another timeout burned for Navi.
Navi boshda 3 round oldi, qolganini ola olmadi.
Things start to feel desperate on this T side.
Yeah, they just can't avoid the stacks, right? Even when they have, they've been held down by a one-man site hold. It's not a good sign for Navi at all. And a brutal entry to his first stage game for Makazi, 1-8.
Montajlarim qolmagan tim böyle.
I think the position is definitely dictating a lot of that, not getting a lot of support, being left to fend for yourself and Banana.
I mean, you're starting off your opening map in an arena you've been dreaming of playing in your whole career. You're the Banana player on Inferno. You're going to get bullied by Util. You're going to have to play some slow, kind of uncomfortable rounds. And with how often the Mongols have looked to fight for this control, it's no wonder.
Lucky shot.
Kaze's having a rough showing to open up.
Oh god, yeah, high risk and no reward for Alexi. Jump spots middle, sees 2. But they see him back, and now we have to have Navi finding the gap. There is none. Mongols block that B bomb site, block the apartments. Navi at least can call that a lot of util has been used, but Mongols threw nothing at the start of the round. They still have 2 smokes, 2 incendiaries left. Navi have got to force something out of their hands, and Senzu takes another kill.
That was wonderful, trying to lend Makazi a bit of a helping hand, put him in positions to succeed, and so quickly into a round where Bit and Makazi have to go huge. Now 9-10 is wounded. This is far from impossible with Bit in that transfer. It's given them some runway. Senzu tapping around this smoke. Doesn't want to risk giving away this 2v1, but the nades will find him, bring him down low.
Going through together.
They leave McCarthy to pass, they trust Bit to cover from a range.
Бит закерил игру, получается. Хазер граунд.
Techno left. Concealed for now. Does he want to give this 1v2 a try? It's been a flawless game thus far from the Mongols. Can Techno keep it that way? Or is Bit's activation going to arrive just in time for Navi? Swing from the pit. McCarthy and Bit. With a crazy 2v4 turnaround, the Mongols get sent packing.
Yeah, great round from Bit. Down in the pit on T-side, no less. It's going to get easier for him. He's very comfortable in that position. The swing on long from Blitz doesn't feel like it really matters when Bit gets that jumping turnaround shot, but my God, it costs them. And funnily enough, despite this strong start for the Mongols on the CT side, it's two of the highest fragging players who have come in very cold. Senzu 3 and 5, Mizzino 4 and 7. Sure, he got luck shot through the smoke there. But the rest of the gang uplifting this team. What I'm trying to say is there are more tricks up the sleeve of Mongols yet to activate. It's a frustrating round to lose, but it's not the end of the world. Already holding with 6 CT rounds is a good start.
The Mongols here just don't want to feel like they let Navi back in. They had them beat 6 in a row. Navi break through, but you don't want them to start chaining rounds together now. Double AWP bought out for the Mongols. Senzu gonna don one as well. Just said it's been a bit of a quiet start from him. But they feel like this second AWP will bring Senzu online.
A lot of space getting denied by these Molotovs up mid and banana. Navi just trying to keep Mongols back in their bomb sites. Trying to keep them blind. Senzu refuses to force the kill against Makazi. Both live to tell the tale.
Can also be a bit of misdirection for the Mongols, right? Senzu is the one searching, even though he's on that secondary AWP. So when they hear it fire off a banana, they think that's 9-10. They play right into him in the top of mid.
Okay,
to hit the flick. Wonderful. 9-10 exchange blows.
Yeah, Ema going before the long smoke, maybe part of what you're talking about, right? Having this second AWP surprising Navi, it's a bit of an awkward way to lose your life. A couple of seconds difference would have made all the difference. And now Navi sit struggling towards the end of the half, where many teams would save. Do they want to give it up without a fight?
Safe.
Seems like that is the call. And not the wrong one for Navi in this position. Only way they're going to have 3 AKs in that follow-up round is if they survive. Seeing a slow and meticulous T-side here for Navi, but just not finding the crucial kills when they need to break into bomb sites. And for Mongols, a lot of individual agency. Players getting to do what they want, re-aggress when they want. Some early, well-called stacks for Blitz. And this could be a very pretty CT side.
I think the CS landscape as a whole recognizes about this Mongols team. One of the things that makes them so exciting is how they always learn from their mistakes, right? And when talking about making it into the Lanxess for the first time, with the kind of history tied there with the Mongols v Cadian, if you remember, in that game that could have sent them here sooner in their careers. They actually said they think it was the right thing, the good thing, that they didn't make it back then, that they've made it to the Lanxess for the first time now. They said they needed the reps, they needed the experience. They learned lessons and took a lot away from that major final versus Vitality. And it's a polar opposite story to Makazi on the other side. His first Tier 1 debut is dealt a very rough hand here in this opening map of the quarterfinal. 2-9 will be his finishing score on the half.
Well, Navi did the pistol 4v5. Is this last chance on the T side going to be anything but the same? As Senzu reblocks being at the worst possible timing for Navi to regroup.
They didn't have a need to break that open either.
Sorry.
Two smokes and a flash. Contact B hits with very limited utility here for Navi already. It's going to get worse before it gets better. Senzu with a chance to improve his score in this final round.
He is the lone defender at this
Böyle
B side of the map, and even though his teammates can react quickly, Senzu can't afford to go down without putting up a fight. There's a
Hamasını
follow-up
olsa
for
var şey
Senzu.
bizde. Давай,
He
go, go.
wants even more. His teammates crunching in through mid. They know
Bite
that
the
Navi are fighting and
Göge.
dying in Banana. The
Sakızı tor.
Mongols on a runaway
4
CT
round var yok
side
NAVI oldu
to
zaten
open
sonra.
up this quarterfinal.
They look like they can go on forever. And it's only the first map.
My brain feels like scrambled eggs after that marathon. Seriously, how do you recover from this?
I don't know, man. Looks like a long run. We need a quick reset.
Hey, cheer up, boys. It's only a best of 5.
Forward bilemem lan.
Refuel yourself.
Kaçın oyunu. Hadi expert. Aslan kakıldı. Kim iter kim kızar. Wi-Fi misindir ama ne geçti nerede mi internet yaxşı? Bu saat koy aldık onu.
Oh, that was so saucy.
So creamy.
You were talking about the clutch, right?
Yeah.
Korumayacağız bunu korumayacaksın.
Yeah, I guess.
Ha? Hadi koy Instagram'da koy dizin. Koru pause TikTok'ta. İyi koy şeyler. Vashi ishlamayapti. Tak, mouse puriyani ham ko'rasizmi? Yo'q, mouse puriyani ko'rmayman, brat. Men faqat hozir NAVI bilan MONGOLZ ko'raman, undan keyin FACEIT boshlaymiz. Qo'ysa menga bunaqa vajalar. Necha mingli tarif, brat?
The chart topper for NAVI and Alexi. Failure to launch for the Mongols. It is a convincing streak of rounds, winning all but one.
Hop, NAVI katta bo'ldi endi, ko'ramiz. Comeback qilarmi ekan o'zini
kartasida.
kartasida.
Statement win to open up. And they might just take us there. This pistol round really will be the decider on how much intrigue
MONGOLZ
NAVI
kitap
have.
Yeah, safe to
Start
say
early.
8-4 really is do or die, lose it, and it feels like the
Yeah,
game is
it's
slipping
no
through your
one.
fingers.
Yeah.
Win it, and suddenly you have a
Техно.
huge opportunity. Can NAVI seize the moment?
Dolarga chiqishdi, okey. Boost bilan ovoz eshitmaslik
MONGOLZ
uchun.
across the board, reliable, not requiring their star of
Comeback
Senzu
bo'ladimi, bo'lmaydi? Nima bo'lsa
to
chat.
pop off.
Tez yozoringlar.
put up a 1.2 in the groups. Was Mongols' standout player by quite some margin. But everyone showed when it matters.
Первый
This
есть,
on the other
хорош.
side is what Navi
Көз
need.
20 милли Монгол
Ema
вин.
activation in
Монгол
the apps
Захар.
finds his first.
Бұл қалап 9 ман, брат. Размен болып кетті. Неме жонжылады, бітті килл бергенде. Просто кетіп орш керек.
Navi is so far
Қара,
away on
қара.
this retake, and from bad
Пиздец,
to worse,
лаки.
Bit never even gets a
Беш
chance
кет
to
орыйды
play
өзі.
this pistol
Иманы
round.
қатасы барып яна дабл пик қылғаны. Керема сен,
It
просто кет орш керек сәйіп кемеріп.
wonders for the Mongols.
If the Mongols can shut down
Турге
this
өшен,
short
ретек.
retake, Inferno is theirs for the taking. That would be all the legwork, the hard part done. They just need to stop this
Blitz.
spillover. Makaze opens
Тех,
up, but it's
чё
Techno, and the
нахуй,
rest of his
бля.
team from the pit.
Торта килл техно нам. Ой,
This must feel
е.
hopeless for Navi now, right?
Dokuz atar.
Losing that pistol off the back of just falling apart in the first half has to feel like this game is just disappearing in front of you. You are
Blade
passengers
kolu
in this
singan
vehicle,
bechora.
not steering the ship. Navi
Mana
forced
Ema
to
birinchini
force.
o'ldirding, okey. Ikkinchi marta nima qilasan pik?
And a
Ko'rsatmasga
fight
bu
you
momentda
fought that
okey.
goes nowhere
Ikkinchi
fast.
marta nima qilardi pik qilib?
More than anything, it's a great sign for the Mongols.
Уже
A
без
team that
шансов
have
больше
gone
мкун,
strength
да.
to strength. A team that have started to pick up wind in arenas, starting back at Caddo. Went on to Melbourne with another win. We saw them make a run into that major final, and right now here in Cologne, this weekend,
Ko'ramiz.
they've got to prove that was not a fluke.
Navi 11 to'rtdan ham comeback qilgan momentlari bo'lgan.
Playing the biggest games.
Именно
For a very
Inferno
young team, that is easier said than done. But Mongols making a statement here on Inferno.
They're not going to dodge the stack here. They might just play right into it. So a pretty tall test here
Ema
for the
balkonda,
Mongols as they
okey.
set their sights on this A-bomb site. But there's the opening. Ema dead in the
Qara, qara,
apartments.
cho'zaq qo'ygan.
Follow-up kills all
Bittada yo'q hech kim.
at the hands of
Ah,
Blitz.
qo'yet.
Not just cool in a great game, but playing 1-2.
Ema
top in
kirsa
the
o'ynash
charts
kerak edi bu
for the
paytda.
Mongols.
Bitta 5-sam, bitta Deagle bor edi. Wonderful bilan nimada adashmasam kimda quyizdan.
Very young team.
Kim turadi?
More
Bit
grizzled
turmadi.
captain.
5-7 bilan bilmadim.
And even then, 24 years of
default
age, right?
percent.
Hardly been around the block and back again. He leads this
To jest vambi
young team of
xud
teenagers
borku.
looking for
O'shani o'zi default
trophies.
pritsel bo'ladi-da, ko'rsatadi chunki kimda qanaqa pritselligini.
But he's not afraid to take matters into his own hands. We saw some incredible clutches from Blitz, some incredible moments in the group stage as well. MVP on
Unutor.
that flash though, 9-10. It felt like Navi had a chance with 3 players on a crossfire and a 100 damage nade.
Hozir
but
qiyinda
they got
kurash
fully
ushlab
blinded.
olish kerak bular.
And Mongols
Kurash,
run over
okey-da.
on that force buy.
Bular o'xsasdan bo'qyapti.
This was Navi's map
Hali
pick,
o'rgana olmayapman bir-biriga.
saving Mirage
Simple
for
yo'q,
the
full comeback
decider.
bo'ladi.
We might not
Simple
even
o'zi Navidan
get
xato
there if
ketgan,
Mongols
brat.
go to plan.
Yana Eko, on borib beradi
I mean,
qaranglar.
I think the goal in this series for Navi was sort of about survival with that Mirage waiting as the third. They know that if they get there, that's where they can really look to pressure the Mongols. It's going to be a comfortable map, a very comfortable map for both of those squads.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. For both those squads being the most
Да,
important
така.
part, because Mongols
Окей,
are
хороший
most
хаешки,
focused on
навіть тот,
Mirage.
Blitz
They
o'rgan
might just
bo'lardi.
be one of, if not the best team in the world of it, on it.
Uchu 11 yurtda jil yaxshi edi. Da, вообще o'ynashmayapti. Bitta bit bilan Wonderful kirdi. Alexey
But that
Makaz
comfort
Ema.
goes both ways here on
Yeah,
Inferno. Mongols
JL
shocking
ketdi,
out of
brother.
the gate.
O'ta jil yo'q hozir.
On a map, Navi look to make their mainstay.
Hop, 4 ta o'ynashyapti. Ema flashga tayyorlanyapti.
We talked about this team always seems to learn from the defeats, from the losses. They spoke about the major, saying that
Chat like boss o'ringlar, Babratskiy qiyin bo'lmasa agar sizlarga shunda
envision themselves lifting
fayl
the
sever
trophy.
qo'yinglar, menga приятный bo'ladi.
That added too much pressure, that caused them to kind of fall apart.
Darvoza есть naba.
We're seeing a
Mana
very
ko'rsanglar, bular
methodical
smoke
T
otyapti,
side.
flash
Considering in this
otyapti.
round they're only up
Bundan
against
oldingi
that one
Navili
stage
terrorda o'ynayotgan
of
paytida
Alexi.
KTga smoke yo'q edi.
Even then, it's just this 5-7 and armor. They're going to work
Blitz
their way
просто
into
ikkalasini
this B
troyka
stack.
turib o'ldirib ketdi.
Pressure being applied. Alexi and Ema with kills apiece. This could get
Ekon
out.
oladim
It
bular.
was just this 5-7 on Alexi.
Ekon oladim bular. Nixuya se.
They've gone right into
10 sekund
him, and
qolgan,
now we
19
look on
sekund.
Mizinho has not been a
Clutch
requirement
or
in this
kick.
game
Hop,
for
bit
the
zatroyka o'tib
Mongols.
oldi. Понял.
Left at the tail end of a misplaced
Tezroq
round.
bitta o'ldirish kerak bu. 9 sekund
play
qolgan.
into this pistol stack
7.
can be. Can Mizinho
Endi.
save them? No.
15.
Just shy of it.
Hop, Mongolzda nisbatan o'ylamay o'ynaydigan Mizinhoda qolganlar geniy hammasidan. Double da.
Sees them through and onto a fifth.
Yeah, call it a lifeline at this point of the game. It might not even make a difference. It might not
Yepat
matter
sekund
with
olishdi
the
bular
forwards
hozir.
being out of the Mongols, but if you were ever going to win, that's certainly a contributing factor. Navi winning around with nothing. 3 kills off the 5-7. Alexi over doubles his KD or kill count in that round. Running through the smoke to finish the job. Right place, right time for Navi with a full B stack. Can they prove it on the
Markaz
guns?
yonib ketdi. Yo'q ana 58%.
Burns in the Molotov to come through and fight Banana. Navi know the
Yani
importance
5-10
of
comeback
keeping
bo'ldi,
Mongols out
qaranglar.
of this position.
Ko'ramiz.
And for now they've done so. And
Poison o'ldirdi Avik
14 and 5
bilan.
on 9-10. Fearless.
Qayla. Bit o'ladi yoki o'ldiradi. 1 2
It's no slouch in the
Yeah.
apartments, though.
2
He's what lies in wait for
bo'ldi,
9-10,
qoldi,
who for
qutadi.
now is trying to thread the needle on these long
Okay,
angles. So
9-10
hear that
eshitdi
drop down
sakragan.
into the pit, and so a bit of a better picture as to where Navi are.
Ima.
That's what
Nice,
9-10 was
хорош.
waiting for. The shot
Timing
sails
bo'yicha.
past,
Wonderful,
and
nima
now it's
qilasan?
Wonderful's orb.
Blitz
Next
oldi.
to play, aggression into top mid. And Senzu caught by it.
Nemzinho ham ancha yaxshi o'ynaydi. Da. Mongolzda hozir hamma ligi
The Mongols
Blitz
only
yaxshi o'ynayapti.
40
Ima ko'rdi
seconds
Blitz.
left here. It's
Papa,
time to
lekin
start
Blitz qolmagan
making a
bo'lsa.
move.
These are the rounds they can be
40 sekund
surprisingly
qolgan,
lethal
orqaga
in when
ketmoqchi
you're ready
bo'lib,
to count
buni
them out.
o'ynamoqchi.
Mongols going back very
Buni
late
ikkita.
in the round and we need a block on this B bomb
Hozir
site.
round
Alexi got all
bersa,
the
keyingi
remains.
rounddan beradi bular.
Kazi and
Mongolzda.
Alexi, two bottom performers here for
Shunda
Navi, have to
7-10
hold
bo'ladi
against
shu.
this horde of Mongols.
Markaz, Alexey,
Timing
bitta
on the
slabroq
Mongols.
ig'oklar lekin.
And timing on the
bu yerda.
flash, just to try
Uchinchi ham
and slow
keldi.
down this B hit, waste time that the Mongols
Ona
simply
15
don't
sekund
have.
qoldi.
It's allowed a third player to join the ranks of the B hold. Ima on the spot, finding success. Mikaze makes it a
Techno,
double.
10 sekund,
Will
7
that be
sekund, bomba
enough
tushib qolgan.
as time is running
Ulgurmadi.
low? It's in the fire. Techno can't
Ulgurmadi,
pick it up.
pizda.
And so
Okay,
time will
16.
decide it. Navi
Men
played a
o'yinchilarni
delay, and it's
tanimayman
the right
ekan.
move.
Shunaqa brat.
Ooh, oh, he got him as well. All for a move, Navi. That's a bit of an annoyance. They can drop it over. It's not the end of the world. But that is back-to-back rounds. They convert upon that eco win. Very nice play for Makazi, not getting too overwhelmed.
Markaz hozir yaxshi o'ynab berdi bu yerda. Ayvik o'ldirdi. Pachkani o'ldirdi. Pachka oldiga tushgan ekan, Techno o'zi.
Since the start of this game, it's that Navi are well aware
Borib
that
qidirgan
Mikaze
ekan,
is
oldi
going to be
turgan
feeling
shekilli.
stressed, going to be feeling some
Kalash.
degree of pressure. They've so often had him
Okay.
playing tag team. They've got
Ikkita kalash qolgani Ziggle, bitta B250. Ko'ramiz nima qiladi Mongols. Skype 6-7 bo'ladi. 10-7 bo'ladi shu. O'yin yomon demadim, plus W o'ynaydi qolganlarga nisbatan.
in these last two rounds, it's now
O'ynal,
been big B
o'ynal.
holds from Alexi
Sorry.
and Mikaze. Money's starting to run out for the Mongols. They've got hero guns in play now. A chance for Navi to try and regain a semblance of control on Inferno.
Yeah, it's an understandable force keeping two AKs. Mongols
Bu
putting
o'ynash
money
maqsad
behind
bular.
it, knowing they'd
Ko'ramiz.
rather be on the same page moving forward.
They're going to be again.
O'sha, Markaz
They really want to
pick
test
qiladi.
these bottom performers.
There
But
we-
here's that help. There's that
Ochdi.
flash. It's going to set up Mikaze for the
Yo'q, yana
opening.
tortilib o'tadi adashmasam.
Straight
Yo'q,
into
hech kim
that bomb site.
tortilib
Mongols
o'tgani
going to
yo'q.
jump the gun, try and force it into this double manhole.
Markaz,
He's on for a
Alexi.
second, and Alexi
Ебать, они
supports.
принимают, конечно.
1-2 punch here, and it's a knockout blow. The Mongols desperately try and drag their way back into this B site. 9-10 with a dig.
Пачку
No
qo'yish
guns
kerak, главное,
retrieved,
если
and
qo'yishadi.
Makazi buying as much time as possible. They will flush him out. 2v5 starting to build, but it's on to
Пачка
the
qo'y
plant.
просто, пачка
9-10.
qo'y unga.
No
Yep,
shot.
what?
They come in one
Yep.
by one.
Enter 910,
And
enter.
saves the day for Navi.
Pizdец, Ziggle bilan 3 ta shot qildi.
Almost disaster
Sorry, tak that simple
averted
edi.
by Ima.
Sorry. Yani bittasini o'ldirib olsa, tak shashlik bo'lsa pizdec bo'lardi lekin. Охуенный highlight bo'lardi.
And that is such a sigh of relief for Navi. They themselves starting to get caught up in the idea of this comeback. There's a shocking reminder of the mileage the Mongols can get in these rounds.
Yana bitta to'r.
It's a low
Ace qilgan bo'lardi
lead
Ziggledan
force
qo'yib
fire
qo'yinglar.
around the saved guns.
Pizdec повезло.
9-10 nearly claws it all the way back.
Eco round, hop.
Navi
Onu
can never get
sakkız.
too comfortable. It was another promising showing on that B hold, going 3 for 2.
Yeah,
Oh my God. These Deegs are hitting very, very hard.
Agresya.
Blitz up next. On the jump. Makaze.
Evet,
Help
o da
from
ikisine
Alexi. They
bak.
remain in contention for this top banana control. They really want to own it.
Şaşıldı.
3 double kills in a row for Makaze. Safe to say, starting to feel it now. Oh, pistols find heads.
Emzinho. Doğruya bir. Bit Cologne.
Navi find another round.
Wonderful
This is going to be a
long there.
4th in a row.
Skos 910'da Jiggle'da şunu vergenler
Available
koymadınız.
here for Mizzino.
Ha? 4'te kill verdi.
Rune, but no connection.
Qaytarayım orqaga, ko'rasizmi?
Navi, a 2-round game. It all starts with that Alexi B
Ramitcha bizni
5-7
otadi. Bular
pistol
shunaqada, Proku. Ha?
On the back of that, Makaze starting to
Ikkita kalash,
feel
3ta
himself
Jiggle bor
in
edi.
this game.
Es qo'rardi hozir.
Multi-kills across
To'rtta
the
kill
last
berdi
few
Jiggle.
rounds for the new boy
Yaxshi
in
o'yinda,
the Navi
Mongolzlar yaxshi
jersey.
o'ynayapti oxirgi payt.
How stubborn are the Mongols? Do they keep going back to these?
Yo'q,
B
hozir
hits?
comeback
Because
qilyapti.
Sure.
Yo, comeback
In theory,
qilyapti.
the weaker players, the exploitables.
Ha? Ancient.
But so far, put to the test, they've answered every single time.
Bu roundda
Slow
Mongols
burner
bir
here for
King yaratgani
Navi
puli
in the
bo'lmaydi.
second half.
Shunda game point kommentatorlar aytadi, такой parитет deydi, shunaqa bo'ladi.
They've exceeded expectations, keeping themselves in this map. With how
Necha
desperate
yildan beri
that
o'ynaydi,
first
bilmadim
half felt
necha yildan beri o'ynaydi.
especially.
Ko'pi biz tengi bizdan kichik bu prolarni.
This is where we get to
Bu
see
ko'pchiligi ham emas,
the
işte
mileage
agressiyaga
of this
agressiya.
comeback. The rifles back out for the Mongols, and this battle for banana control once more goes the way of this
Нормально
B-side
так.
duo, Alexi and Makaze.
What a great time to call a bit of aggression, right? They've been giving away banana to Mongols. They've been playing back in the bomb site, using their utility very slowly. Navi now force the issue in another crucial gun round and find a 5v3. Can't get ahead of themselves.
Alexi flash
Makazi
turibdi
confident
такой.
fight, but
Olsa
if he
pik
goes down
qilaman
with nothing here, it leaves Alexi in a
Qarang,
1-on-3.
qarang. Po timingu, po timingu. Ot.
Timing miss. Mongols getting closer.
Qochib ketarkan bu.
Makazi gives it up entirely.
Just gets around the corner. They were ready to fire off on him. One shot did ring out. That's at least given up the aim of the game. And they're further ahead than Navi are ready for. Makazi with the first catch. Even
Makas.
more from the
Juda kill
rookie.
bordi.
Finished off short. but
Idealniy
then
priyomka bu,
Alexi
ko'rdingiz?
steps up.
Dude, it's a 2v5 right now. This game is
Ishte
just
bo'lib
the
turib,
B-bomb
5 ta odam
site.
primat
Mongols are just running in round after round.
And this
getting
plan-
turned to shreds.
This plan of bullying the captain and the rookie, the two most struggling players for Navi, is not working for the
Agressiyaga
Mongols.
qarshi agressiya bo'ldi. Hozir banana
What are you
ko'rdingiz?
going to do?
Ha,
Are you
qarang.
going to switch it up or are you really
Bunda faqat
gonna
texno kirib ketdi,
try
qolgani
and
qolib ketdi.
force this
O'sha
once
hisobiga ham
more?
rasmiy bo'lmadi yaxshi.
A 3v5 and a full house on this B-bomb site. Alexi and Makazi holding so strong.
They had 2 and 3 kills between them coming into this second half.
Eko.
Makazi's now moved up to top of the board for his team. 10 kills in this CT side. Aggression from Bit up against the force by Navi in full swing.
What's happened to the
910 full
Mongols?
bayqitdi shekilli.
No
Такой.
pause for
Kalash
breaks, no
olib.
moment to gather your thoughts.
Prikol.
To
Bitta
talk
kalashdan
about what's
o'ynashadi
going
hozir. Bitta
wrong, to
Jiggle,
change the
bitta
pace.
Tech9. Eko ham azaj polo force ekan. Los bonus yaxshi bo'lgan hisobiga.
Starting to get scary for the Mongols, who had this game, it felt like, under their thumb. Pinch of banana. Techno 4 blind,
He's
goes
so
both ways.
blind, but there's no swing yet. and
Nice.
that
Bitta
decision
Alex
to
deb
go a little
qo'ygan.
later.
Texno.
gonna
Okay,
hold
wonderful
Makazi.
qaytdi boyga.
Both 4 blind, nothing he could do. Rotator scrambling here for Navi. Bit can't afford to die alone.
Bomb is still down towards T-Ramp for the Mongols. Their mind is not made up in this round. As you say, Bit is now the one in the limelight. He can't afford to fall here, but he will pressure them back out of top mid. It's not just the
Очень
one, though.
быстро.
He's got to be
Вот
ready
это
for the
смотришь,
full
Евгения.
force of the
Блиц.
Mongols lurking out here in middle. Bit, it's the lineup for
Hop.
a double.
3-2. Ima.
He's kept Navi in this round. Ema
Bittasini o'ldiradi по-любому.
seals himself back to the site.
Yo'q, блядь.
Once more is demanded.
Smoke'a chiqib qaranglar, qayra.
He's
Smash
got wonderful in tow.
Pizdez, 4-2 round.
Replenish on the long smoke and Senzu with taps to send them out of the round. Feels like
Alexey,
he's done enough. That's an
Kapitan
overstep.
против кем?
That's
Pусть
given
айтайық,
Alexey the
kapitanmidi
1v1
bilmayman
and
lekin
a route
esimda yo'q.
back into this round. The Mongols give him something to aim
Yebay. 11-9.
Clutch
Bitta kalash bilan round olishdi. Bitta kalash bilan, ko'rdingizmi?
finally break through.
It would have been Mongols if they weren't
NAVI
winning a
champ bo'lsa
2v4
Nikimni
right
NAVIga
when
o'zgartiraman.
everything had been going
Brat
wrong.
bilmadim endi.
Out of absolutely nowhere, Bit holds valiantly on short side, and Mongols just come through and steamroll NAVI.
Bitta kalash.
2v4 right when it felt like nothing could go wrong. And this game's got legs on it. Mongols back to their winning ways, a bit of an absence of 5 rounds straight.
W. Blitz, капитан. Понял. Ну, Blitz ham 1-da yuribdi по факту. Техно приёмничкада то'p o'yizon.
It's game, set and match.
Birdan ozgina
looking
ko'proq.
to rival the
MCN yo'q hozir o'ynolmayapti
5-7
Mongolsda.
round in the weight it carries of deciding this game. Can NAVI match it?
How's the synergy on B now? Because Alexey's decided to rotate, leaving this AWP here. It's
What
going to be
in the
wonderful
Mongols
and
in the-
McCarthy
I'm
with just a
suggestion
smoke
about him,
between
Che.
them. AWP could be the difference maker.
Pat flash pick qilish kerak hozir.
Mongols give
Wonderful
it drive
tutib oladi.
by.
Looks like they're going to boost. He's going to have to hit flick. Oh, wonderful
Блять,
will!
flashga bergandi.
Blitz wiped clean. Wonderful, fast on the trigger.
They learned the hard way. It's not going to stop the end goal, knowing that good utility can displace this AWP and can buy Mongols around with 40 seconds.
Yeah, they're going to do everything they can to
30
make life
секунд,
hard for
30
Wonderful. That's where
37 секунд.
McCarthy might have to do the heavy lifting.
Yeah,
Full blind.
but
It's
Wonderful.
Wonderful's orb.
Qochdi.
Ring it
Tutadi
out with his
Simetani yoki
seconds.
pick qiladi yana.
Does
Или нет?
Wonderful have more
Da,
in the
qochib ketdi.
chamber?
Hop, to'rga uch. Retake ko'ramiz qanaqa bo'larkan Navel tomonidan.
Wait for the rest
Zачем
of
туда вы
NAVI
прыгаете?
to arrive.
Сайта
The
o'tirsa bo'ladi.
cavalry is here.
Boyagi moment.
Another 2v4
Texno
for
bilan
the
to'qqiz jon qoladi
Mongols.
o'zi 4-2da. Hop, 3ta grab
NAVI
o'ynashmoqchi.
don't want to slip up the entire comeback resting on
Ey,
this
yo'q, 3ta
round.
emas, 2ta grab.
Techno
Bitta bananka otdi.
from up top. 4 on the floor. 120 beats per minute. Hearts racing.
Wonderful,
Now
4ta
they'll
kill.
finish him off.
Normalda.
Wonderful.
10-11.
With an electric round on that AWP. Sparks new life
Bizdan
into
ovoz olmishdi.
NAVI.
Absolutely saving them from devastation.
Alohida
on
mikrofon
this
qo'yiladi
CT side.
zalga.
The first
Ovoz
time
eshitish
it's
uchun
mattered in this
zapisda.
map. Wonderful. Coming through with 4 kills on the B-hold and the retake. That's not meant to be easy.
Pat flashga pick qilish
Starts
kerak
with
edi
that
o'zi.
flick. And rounds it out with this
Oh.
stunning sequence of kills. Double swung, and he makes it look easy.
He's coming in with renewed form. When I think of Wonderful in the Lanxess, I think of missed shots that maybe cost NAVI a trophy back last year. That game of Mirage, those many overtimes where Wonderful felt like 1 or 2 more bullets connecting could have made the difference, could have forced NAVI over the line.
Blitz, scores без границ.
Wonderful showing up right when NAVI demand him to. Around behind the Mongols. After that clutch 2v4, it might not matter.
Ko'rdingizmi? Voy, просто fartdan o'lib, brat.
This entire map
Time outmi hozir?
rests on this round. I mean, both these teams in a rough spot economically. This one could end up hitting like a bit of a 2-for-1. The pressure more so on the Mongols there.
Doubt it will stop them from buying.
Qo'yan hammasi balasi yosh bo'ladi.
So this is what NAVI have been playing for.
This is Mongols giving up everything early in the round, knowing in these high-pressure matches to take a moment,
Ебать, миснул лихаешку.
NAVI burn their util.
It was a realization NAVI themselves had to come to in that first half, right? Stay away from some of this.
Birinchi kartami bu?
early
Da,
banana
birinchi karta,
aggression.
brat.
Don't know if they ever truly learned.
Navilani pika.
Even though
Timing
it's slower,
bo'yicha
still
qayishdi.
good timing on the util.
Wonderful ada hozir. Easy o'ynasa bo'ladi. Qaranglar, yana Alexi flashga beradi, takoy. Ikkitasini kamida olib ketadi hozir makasi. Qaranglar. Qaranglar. Yo'q, ola olmadi. Nice.
On this occasion, it lets them down.
Predict не сработал.
Senzu has secured the path forward into this B site. And even though Ema arrives on the rotate, it's
Alexi.
only Alexi playing in the site
Потенте
itself.
ехаешки.
Еба. Ema tries to come through.
Alexi qalay yashayapti.
Help Alexi's getting. He's in this alone and
So.
Spammer will connect onto
12 bolalar.
This B site that was propping Navi up. The site that the Mongols never wanted to lose a grip on and kept going back to. It falls down for Navi, handing over map point to the Mongols.
He's going to have to smoke his teammate out. He's going to have to try and save this orb. Will
Mongols
commit and risk their rifles to take away this AWP? They know the value it has. Wonderful darting out of the site. Mongols not overcommitting. And that is map point for the Mongols.
Overtime bo'ladi, nima bo'lislar bolalar. Tez chat yozinglarchi.
Round after round on this B side, they finally break through when it matters.
Voy, ikki round olishdi. O'shandagi comeback boshlandi. 10-4 bo'lgan paytda. NAVI yutqizarmi?
Good realization that these reflashes are coming in for NAVI. Mongols play anti-flash half full. They have a guy on the boost.
Overtime bo'ladi deb
They have
o'ylayapman.
another one ready to swing. Both are prepared for Makaze.
Please score qo'yani qaraylar smoke
Right
orqasidan.
when you think you've solved this
Jinni xona
B
bo'lib
site, if
ketdi
you're
da,
Alexi,
shunaqa
right
yebat
when you
comeback
think you've got the
qivorishdi,
winning
shunaqa.
plays. The Mongols adapt. They keep it fresh. They threw a new
Mongols
new
oxirgi
challenge in the
period
way of Navi. Final timeout used for the Mongols. They want to deliver the crushing blow here now. They want Inferno done with.
Geylarni ko'rib qoldik, ko'rdinglar.
Great to see Wonderful finding his form though. It's a good sign of things to come here for Navi.
Necha
I'm
marta
sure
period bo'ladi o'zi? 3
disappointing if
marta,
they lose
brat.
on their
Premier
map.
qanaqa o'ynasangiz, yo Premier 4da, FACEIT qanaqa o'ynasangiz, yo'q, FACEIT 4da uzr.
Mongols
Premier qanaqa o'ynasangiz, shunaqa period bo'ladi.
looking to finish
Overtime'da
on what they've
bitta bo'ladi
started.
period.
Back up Banana, that's quite a pace. They've got the freedom of 2 rounds to play with.
Yebat,
Very
Alexi.
aggressive, very
Yo'q
aggressive.
qolishdi,
Use
bechora.
the feet of Makaze, he can't get comfortable.
Pizdets,
Dumping
ikkita kalon
everything
уже
he
bo'ladi,
has.
qaranglar. Ахуеть.
Still allowed to survive. The Mongols, a clear message,
Oho.
we are here.
Hozir 3 ta o'ynashyapti bular. Bittasi agressiyada turibdi, menimcha. Alexi flash qotib bersa, ikkalasi bora baland pick qilsa, menimcha round olgan bo'lardi.
Must have
Ema
been a
qochib ketdi
very
уже.
boring CT side for Bit, who's only been met with really one proper site take.
Alexi bir xil narsa qilyapti. Faqat flashga beradi. No, mo'lik flash.
That doesn't look to change. 2 MP9s. All that stands between the Mongols and
Please, I
Navi's
to the
map.
baland. Shunday.
This is a good timing on this reaction. Because I think you're dead on. For the 3 heavy hitters
Well,
on this
oh,
Navi
Khayesh
squad,
can
Bit,
miss.
Wonderful, and Ema, they've been getting dodged. They've been getting left out of the
50
picture
sekund
in
qoldi.
these rounds. They hear more util in top Banana. And Navi,
Ema ketdi 3-chi
in
o'bbaga.
a time of great desperation, call the gamble of bringing a 3rd player over. Alexi dead. There's a
Makas,
line.
3 kill.
2 snipes back. Ema just gets there in
4-ga
time.
2.
It felt like Navi
sekund.
left it too long. But that double from Makaze has kept them in this round. Another 4v2 for Navi.
Bolalar overtime bo'ladi, qarab turinglar. 100 tali.
Blitz in this clutch takes it no further. It's overtime or it's nothing. As Navi make it a 1-round game.
Unbelievable staying power in this map. I don't know how they've kept in it from this CT side. They lost the pistol. It relied on a force buy.
Blitz, Makaz o'ynab ketdi lekin.
Over the line. I didn't think it was going to turn into much. Mongols just don't want to give up on this B bomb site. Round after round. And to think their best T-side round this half has been that 2v4 over on A. They are still stubborn. Double dipping.
Jalab, dash.
A huge comeback for Navi. Was it all in vain?
No, agar hozir Mongols shoshilmasdan sekin o'ynasa, agama.
Never
round
seen
olish
such a
mumkin.
stubborn
Ikkinchi
T-side
kartoni.
refusing
Bananda
to
agressiya
change
ketdi
their
bu yerda.
tune.
NAVI'lar tomonidan.
Is it to the betterment or the detriment of the Mongols?
NAVI WW.
Is it going to open up a new opportunity for a NAVI that was slow to start?
And I mean, going in now in the final round of regulation poses a whole new set of questions, a whole new set of challenges. This is an unexplored site for the Mongols. They haven't seen the setups that NAVI have been running. They've tested them before.
Bizdes.
Wonderful decides not to fire off on a feeling, but it's a big spot still for the Mongols.
Would have been a kill.
Ular ham biladi nima qilishni, flashga bilan qochish. Nobody o'ldirsa kerak.
Forced him off the angle. Wonderful. Refusing to fire off. Does not want to give away the location of his AWP.
Miss.
Believes you can use it to end
Yani
this
bitta
round.
miss.
Bring us into overtime.
20% canı qoldi. 36 sekund vaqt.
Info for the Mongols.
Overtime yoki yutlar Mongols go.
Mongols can do this at the final hour, but they
sekund
might just
qoldi.
have to go back. This is a
Bular ayga
desperate
tot. Huge pace.
The Mongols still in mid.
These banana players going to
20
have to
sekund.
come
Nima
back. Someone's
qilmoqchi
got to make a move
bular?
and they've got to make it
Overtime
fast.
o'ynamoqchimi?
Sub 20 on the
17,
clock, not be
16,
ready to
15.
receive.
They've left this down to the wire.
Overtime
They've
kerak
left
shu.
this so there is no margin for error.
Pachka
You
qo'yishga
cannot
ulgurmaydi
miss
bular.
them. It has to be flawless from the Mongols.
Bo'ldi, bola overtime.
The ball trying to cross.
Overtime.
It's not going to get there in
Ulgurmadi, 3 sekundda qo'ydi Pachkani.
Slow the Mongols.
Nima dedim? Overtime bo'ladi dedim. Bajala.
Back into that A-play. And Navi stopped them.
Is this?
Overtime.
Overtime, bola, overtime. Nima xohlagandinglar?
For the quarterfinal.
How the hell are they still
Come
here?
back,
I could not
overtime.
tell you. And Mongols, of course, they get all the entries required. They've done enough to win the round, but the clock is what decides it. A second's difference between a plant in that A-bomb site and Navi taking us to bonus play. A game that should have been done.
And it's been a game of incredibly small margins. In that round, a second making the difference between victory.
Banga bak. Men просто Navini bilaman, brat. Boya aytgan narsam bo'ldi. Misol uchun 11-4dan ham comeback qilishgan vaqti bo'ldi. Mana comeback qilishni ko'rdinglar. Overtime so'radi, overtime bo'ldi 1 sekund bilan. Noda 4 sekund qolganda ham qachapachga qo'yganda normal nima bo'lardi. Tipa retake o'yna olmasdi. Wonderful bittasi olib ketdi. Bizdes. Bo'ldi. Navi ultan o'ylaydi, rебята. Я сгорел. Я бит. Нормально. 910. 3-1. 13-12.
This has been a fearless CT side for Navi, not afraid to come through a single
Shunchaki match joyini olsangiz bo'ladi lekin. Tipa boya aytgan joyimda bor-ku, comeback qiladi, undan keyin overtime bo'ladi, undan keyin degan joyda oxirgi raund qo'yib yuborsangiz bo'ladi. Tak, narezka qilmoqchi bo'lsangiz agar mana shu joyini narezka qilaman deb.
It's also the very first time since the pistol round that Navi have been in the winning position.
Xo'p, bolalar, hozir eng kattasi tugagandan keyin men stream o'chirib yoqaman, to'g'risi o'chirib 1-2 soatdan keyin yoqaman-da. Chunki narezka tez qo'yib yuborish kerak. O'chirib yuborishim mumkin, takoy smashni qilib.
Very different game now. A game where McCarthy is not coming cold. He's confident.
Svenzo bo'ldi.
Mongols
tilt, polni tilt. 8-4da. Mani ham hayolim kelgandi-da, shunaqa.
A rotate comes in as well. Oh, now you want to try A, Mongols? Now you realize there's two sides. It might be too late.
Arkaga ham smoke, da, скорее всего, arkaga smoke.
I mean, this is the trio that have been hitting hard for Navi from the get-go, who have felt that they've been left out of the picture.
Chat, like bos o'ringlar, Pabratski. Qizlanmanglar, like'larni.
Only now, in overtime, getting their taste of the action. It's a chance that Bit Wonderful and Ema have all been waiting for.
Avika Qashabik. Nice.
We'll see that advantage.
Ularni personajni nahot tez jalab. Personaj tez emas. Yepa, Ema. Tez emas personaj.
Mizinho has secured.
Oh no, Alexey smoke по-любому chiqib for timing.
Alexey and Mikase, there's been no doubt of what this duo is
Retake
capable of in
bo'lmasa
these B-holds, but this is a retake. It's a very different picture.
Alexey bo'ladi hozir. Agar bu shotdan ketsa, qaraylar timing.
Full belter util on Alexey that runs the risk of going down as he tries to play out through This library control, missed smoke from Navi's captain. And here's a long wrap.
Blitz. Scores без границ.
The Mongols weren't going to go fully quiet in this OT now, were they?
olmadı o zaman. Скорее, yok. 13-13.
Impossible game to call at this point. Blade takes the time out as Navi need a breather.
Zal Mongolski şam attı bolla.
Domination looking on.
Çadır qomadik mi? Azaq oslarmi?
Mongols just trying to stay in it. Ample opportunity to close.
I mean, look, both these teams, it's no secret, have struggled immensely at finding these T-side rounds. For Navi now, the whole objective is to win this out on the CT side. They at least need this second round. It is a matter of the utmost importance for Navi. If the Mongols can break through too, they feel like victory's assured. It's theirs for the taking. Important opener for Wonderful, and what a way to make amends for that death in the 5v4 in the round prior.
Ekran sahip sıkılıp oynuyor biraz. Nasıl bir yardım? Такой схватливый bo'larmidi? Mayli, o'zingiz bilasiz. Florian zapis ekran. Hop, B o'ynashmoqchi bular. Makas! Yeba! To'rga 2 уже bo'ldi. GG bo'ldi. Mongols tilt, полный tilt.
What a debut to consider how down he was after that first half. 2 kills to his name, or 3 rather. Nothing to show for it. No success taking Banana on the side. McCarthy has stepped up massively in this comeback arc. Navi look to finish the job. 5-on-2 into this B-bomb site, nowhere to go.
Агрессия, кетти. Двойка-тройка, двойка-тройка.
So instead you're going to look at Alexi to have to lend a helping hand.
McCarthy
rounds it out with a hat-trick, still gets his. And the record will show. The Makazi might bend, but he'll never break in these B-holds.
Back to the T
Mongols
side,
fobiyası vardı yani halen gitmegen. Zalda oynaş.
And of everyone being warmed up now, it's a very different game. But the strategy remains the same. Mongols would not let them up Banana for free.
I mean, if you remember, it was Makazi getting the most bullied by this Banana util, but he's looking like a different player.
İkinci overtime olmasın hiç talep. İkinci overtime boşki niyetim yok ama. Eğer ikinci overtime olsa Mongols olması kaytar.
Maybe remembering all their success towards Banana in that first half.
They're worried about an A hit.
Navi get the space at B. It's only 9-10 Zorp here, so we can't play too aggressive.
Who's this? Highlight kodu bo'ladimi? Men 9.
Back through the smoke. 9-10 dumping everything he has, puffing up his chest, but not still interested in this late attack.
Yo, Техно против охуеющие, блядь, людей.
Buy a bit of room for his team by smoking that Molotov. Still, Mongols sit 4 strong in middle, getting played with by Bit, getting baited by this lurk.
What is love?
Don't believe it.
Timing.
The Orb gets overwhelmed on this entry, and if Blitz finds nothing, this might be Navi on that point.
Епа.
Same duo again for Navi.
Нормально так, нормально, Нави. Уйганда давадан кейін переход
There was
пойдет.
no limit to their struggles when they opened up in this quarterfinal, but now their success is what's speaking volumes. Alexi and Makaze entries on this B here.
Yeah, it's what the papers will read. These 2 struggling players. The
Beşiktaş
saving
üçlü tek
grace
hiç
of
kaçan
this game
oynamayan
for
değil.
Navi across both
Bir
halves
maç
as
oynayan
well
fakat
to
Falcons
break into a
ya
T-side,
karşı
B-side
kim oynayan
for free.
esimde yok. O'sha paytda o'xshagan.
Techno one to the dome does not last long. This retake for the Mongols getting chewed up and spat out. Makaze leads the way, and everyone else falls in line. Navi on map point And 2 chances
NAVI
to take
chormasa
this
bo'ldi.
game over the line.
Yeah, you
İşte
said
round
it when we
ketme
got into
berib.
OT, finally Navi take a lead for the first time since the pistol. Well, now they've got the chance to finish this map, to take their pick. Would have seemed impossible after that first half, after the pistol for the Mongols at 9-4. Excellent staying power here for Navi. But the job is not done.
Timing yo'qotdi.
And a disappearance from Senzu, an absence from Mizzino. We saw some difficult rounds for him on T-side alone, pulling nades at the wrong time, getting caught by smoke breaks. Some frustrating rounds for Senzu, just not been there in terms of impact, not had any sharp shots. And Mongols need him now more than ever. Navi sit on the edge of their seat. Trying to make this comeback a reality.
Zal MONGOLZ kishamoqda qaranglar. Ovozni eshitmasdan.
Let's talk about how this is a dream that they've
Ima,
been
agressiya yapishdi.
for years.
Yebay, timing bo'lib Ima
You don't
shunday
want to feel
chiqib,
like you
bitta yibala
squandered
bersa
a
bor.
golden opportunity
Business.
of a statement win in the quarterfinals, especially not for this team with far greater ambitions.
Yebay. Охуенная хаешка
Further to
bo'ldi.
go as far as the Mongols are concerned, but is it out of their hands? Apartment's aggression, 9-10, a blinder hit on the AWP, but even more will be required. The rest of Navi wait in top mid.
Okay, orqaga ketishayapti NAVI'lar.
The 9-10 AWP is hitting very, very hard. They've got to tell, they've got something here, that A site is not the place to go. So as they wrap back round, as almost every round of this game has gone on, this B site is where the spotlight lays. It's been the test of your B defense, your B offense. That has been what has decided.
Okay, katta o'tkazganda xabari yo'q.
Techno,
Turyapti hozir.
even though it
Makas.
withstands the first.
Tur hozir olamiz roundni.
Oh.
Gets aggressive and even knocks out wonderful. Makaze on his aggressive pathing. That flash deletes him.
Good
Wow,
boy.
awareness from the Mongols. Techno 4K living up to his name.
Agressiya qilmay tursa bo'lardi-ku bu Gandon. Mananda.
The solo B
Makas ekan
player
orqasidan borardi, o'ldirardi borib.
keeps the Mongols
Ikkinchi
in
to'pmi?
inferno.
No right to be here. Neither team really in overtime. This should have been done days ago, but Techno, a perfect read on that coffin flank. As wonderful wait for his teammate to get in position. Techno forces that kill. He calls for the flash, and he shuts down every stage of that B hit for Navi. We have more rounds to play. We might have another overtime.
Davay, NAVI. Keyingi kartaga olg'a qilaylik. Ikkinchi to'p ko'rgim kelmayapti.
We either run it back in another OT, or Navi take it right as the clock strikes midnight.
Jatqulab qoldinglarmi? Bu nima yozinglar?
Aggression into top banana.
Nima, o'yin ko'ryapsizlar, mazza qilyapsizlar, yozib turinglar. Nima, sizlar bilan gaplashib.
Softened up. An early rotate from the Mongols as a third player joins the ranks of B.
I think the Makazi's 21 and 21 after that first half is shocking. Navi don't want that bomb side though, they leave him on his own. Potentially coming back late in the round, but he is getting bullied by nades again. Back to old tricks. Navi forced Mongols back on the A side, the AWP here. Static as ever, 9-10 the turret.
40 sekund qoldi. Bular anda takor fake qilib orqaga qaytdi. Okay.
His long utility, he immediately rotates. That Navi are going to think it's a 3-man A-hold. Mongols have made the perfect call.
22, 21, 13, 21, 17. Navi
This is
o'ynab
the call that
ketdi.
should send them all the way.
Makas lekin
to a
qo'lda
second
qarab turinglar.
overtime
Tram smoke
and to
bo'ladi.
another chance here on Inferno.
Just playing straight through, but timing on that smoke pole, that's where the
Вторая допа, ребят.
Mongols roar to
Это
life.
вторые допы. 16 sekund qoldi.
Techno
Что
with
bo'ldi
another
o'ynayapti hozir?
multi-kill,
Easy.
refusing to let B go peacefully. And here's the support, here's the rest of them flooding in to finish the
dopy.
job. More play is demanded. The Mongols, stellar defense in that second half. And with a little help from Techno 4K, There's still a score to be settled on Inferno.
Yeah, that's me, man.
Back to how this game began.
No, I did it
Navi
was
really
fair.
having trouble just getting into
MONGOLZ,
either bomb site, getting
we
shut
need
down on
to
both sides of the map.
Daniel.
Well, the difference maker is
They
Techno
better
this
obvious,
time around. 25 and 17. Hold strong every time the Mongols demanded to. A 4K the first time, a 2K
Davilanchi
now.
minus tomoni bor. Bir xil paytda plus bo'ladi. To, что oxirgi sekundaga kirgisi keladi deb
It's more the
bilaman.
calling on the T side that let them down in this game.
So'sha A da borib bittasini o'ldir, orqa qaytib B da borib bittasini o'ldir, yana A ga borib dash kirib ketsa bo'ladigan joylar bor-da.
And so we go again, first and 19.
Hop, 9 agressiya.
This is where things are going to start to feel pretty wild.
Hozir Navili
This is where you're exploring
bitta round terrorda olsa kirdi, normal oladi. Ikkita avik o'ynayapti bular.
aggression into the top of Banana, but this time there's a real rip-roaring pace behind it.
Lots of damage done. It's not going to be where the round ends just yet for Na'Vi. They just got the space, they plug Makazi in, they leave him for later. But already through the smoke with the util, those two B players.
9 longda. Emzenio yamadi.
From the rest of the game, it's that these T-side rounds, they're the most valuable. You have to try and just get one past the Mongols. That's kind of the goal here for Na'Vi.
And I've got to say, Blitz's rotations have been on the money all
Ping
CT
hot
side
pas
across
ne
every
такой.
single time. He's asked them to be in the right place. He's made the right read. That's why it makes that T-side even more frustrating. Two smokes that don't really give a lot to love for the Mongols. They don't get that information, so they pull back into the bomb site.
Na'Vi with an A hit. Gotta go. Seen many, but it's bit to open up. The rest of Na'Vi hoping to spill over in amidst all this chaos.
Blitz,
Blitz on the long side, buying enough time for Techno to move in and join him. The full weight of this rotate moving in. Kazi and Wonderful. 2 versus 2, and it's more aggression out through short. That's a big spot to pick up. Denying serious room. They'll go back and fight for this long control. Blitz is now being asked to clutch, and they double swing in a confident display. Must win a T-side round. Get on the board, get ahead of it.
He's a playmaker, all right. You can see him calling that move, trying to get re-aggressive in that post-bar, trying to take the fight on his terms and forces the kills out on the long side. Makazi and Wonderful shut out a T-side round. You said that's what they needed. Got to get one past the keeper. And Na'Vi starts strong on the hard half.
Chat like Basile.
Immediate timeout for the Mongols. They know, okay, one's made it past. The rest of this CT side has to be flawless now. That adds a tremendous amount of pressure to this CT side. You would have loved Na'Vi scrapping for this one T round later in overtime. They bring the double orbs out again. These are expensive investments for the Mongols.
Yana 2 ta avik o'ynayapti MONGOLZlar. Texno 24 ta. Da, 25 ta, 924 ta kill. Blitz 25 ta. Bля. Почти одинаковые киллы вот, то есть что-то. Ебать, повезло Тензу. Агрессия қылдырды, қылышмады бөлі. Агрессия қиын ойын бұларды уже. Оп, Тензу кетті грабыге. Бит. Тензу! Техно, Брозо. Yok, ikide уже. Oladi ikasini. Yo'q. Yepa. 17-15. Blitz, to'g'riga bor.
3 players in the site in front of him. Bit lurks in the back lines. Na'Vi are playing for maximum damage, maximum chaos. No saves for the Mongols.
And now you have to call it out because Senzu's second AWP has done absolutely nothing in overtime. He hit a couple of shots towards the end of regulation, but once we've hit bonus play, it has been the opener for Na'Vi. It has been the way in. Getting bullied on this B-bomb site, no matter what weapon he wields, that all comes at a cost. It breaks Mongols' money for the last chance here in this Na'Vi could really drag us through a flawless half. It feels like this game is meant to be. 9-4 down. Na'Vi never give up.
Хаешка. Нормальный такой. Я имитацию. Я ударил уже Макас. Haydi var. Максимально. Пошел нахуй.
It's not been enough to quell that immediate threat of him just barreling through these smokes and looking for entries. You've heard it, that's how this guy likes to play. Well, he's got Alexi there and he's convinced him on the same, playing through that top banana smoke. Na'Vi get the control, they spot two players having rotated over, they relay that to Bit and they tell him to get to work. They know there's more gaps. With one less player to watch, Bit thinks he has room, and he's right in that. A huge miss for Nightmare. Bullying him, has him trapped back in the library. And with such a hold on A, with wonderful this might be teed up for a convincing Na'Vi finish. There's another catch from the wonderful orb. And in a game where T sides have been the struggle, going flawless in overtime does not feel small for this Na'Vi squad. They rise to the occasion. That's three straight on this T side. 3 chances to pick up Inferno.
It just feels inevitable at this point. Mongols categorical choke after a dominant defense. The same round again and again and again. Madness, insanity, and now out of steam. Unbelievable recovery from Makaze, and Wonderful's AWP, a dominant force across the entire map. Na'Vi with no weak link in sight. Away from their map pick.
Ollie's in there trying to make Makaze uncomfortable. It's a hard thing to do with how this guy's playing, and he takes it in his stride to actually get more aggressive after that util.
And even though it feels like Mongols have won the utility game in this match, it really hasn't mattered. The holds have been strong. Techno up to 600 UD. Does any of this make a difference? Blitz opening kill. Wonderful. The Rock forced back into the bomb site, but it's him alongside Bit, the two top performers in the server to stop this play.
The game he's had, you have a lot of faith in Wonderful right now. But if he misses an opportunity to play because of this timing out through the apartment, that ult never gets to fire. You won't know what he's capable of. Makaze spotted on that rotate. That's info for the Mongols. They know exactly where that guy's playing. They know where he's come from, and that's going to redirect them back around the world.
Alex
betrayed by the clock. That was a contributing factor into this overtime. And so now it all is to line up. They have to get past Alexi B.
He doesn't want to use his molly. The element of surprise could do the heavy lifting here. Alexi waits for them to enter his bomb site, and he could say goodnight right now. Molly comes off the pod. Techno gets that bomb down. Mongols have a shot in the 3v3.
Down to the wire. But that bomb planted. Silence sets in.
Double smoke.
Fade, 9-10 adjust. That's a huge pickup, but he won't go any further. Wonderful Zorp brings Na'Vi back in. He's got Alexi here alongside him. Techno down in the pit, playing for sound cues, listens in. Important trade, and Mazzinho. Perfect timing on that
Alexi paçkan oldursa bo'ldi dedi bor. O'rib ketsan paçkan oldursa bo'ldi dedi. Ulgurmasdan
from getting scaled by the Mongols. He only gets a single kill in that hold, favoring the element of surprise, but costing NAVI the chance to close clean. Mongols 1 out of 3 to force another overtime. It's not the end of the world for NAVI, but it is a missed opportunity.
Yeah, right now, while there's still rounds to be played, it feels like anything can happen. You won't think about that one. Where you will is if this gets dragged into an extra overtime. You only get so many chances to close. More damage exchanged at Banana. Another one where the Mongols come out favorably.
NAVI tried to set him up again. Deep molly with their break on the smoke, but bounding out of Banana are the Mongols.
There's also just a lot of noise, right? A lot of sound cues at top Banana. You could anticipate the triple B start with the AWM firing off there. And that's something NAVI are accounting for.
They want to jump the gun.
They've pulled 4 players around into this A site. They think that AWP firing off is going to cause the Mongols to pick up some pace. They're hoping it sends them into this stack.
Oh, back to B.
Orqa ketishibdi bular.
Not to B. 40 seconds. Wonderful's missed that info. He's missed that timing. They might have even heard the rotate. Mongols creep. They walk the walk into the site. It is only one man for NAVI.
And doing this now when you're this deep into the overtimes, when B has been the object for both of these squads. There's no wonder NAVI don't see it coming.
They thought they cleared it, Harry. They thought they got that info. Wonderful with the mid-check at the worst possible time. And NAVI announced their rotation, confirming Blitz's decision to walk up short. And after a game dominated by CT sides, Mongols look to do what NAVI just did to them, a flawless T-half to force another overtime and go again.
And when you get into the realms of flawless, when teams start streaking together 3-0, the fact it's even happened on this T side, it's demanding perfection. You cannot make a mistake. You cannot do anything wrong. There are no second chances. This is the Mongols trying to match the performance of NAVI and meet them in another overtime. Cologne, what do we think it's going to be? Is it NAVI? Is it overtime?
We got a split house. And we might have a split game if Mongols can finish this final round of double overtime.
İkinci overtime bo'lishi. Yo, endi bir. Yo'q, 2 da. Uchinchi overtime bo'lishi. 12-12, 15-15.
No one knows how this is going to play out.
Da.
It's the same type of staging as the start of most of these rounds here on Inferno. A triple B lean to open up. Util exchange for Banana control. The Mongols play so slowly that they haven't had to worry about that.
The longer this game has gotten, the more both teams have conceded Banana on this T side, refusing to give away free damage, allowing the defense to play the sandbags. NAVI hang around. Kaze looks for another multi-kill. He's been good for them. Mongols search elsewhere, leaving Tentu as a get-out plan. A fallback. That's exactly what he does. Does that spell decisiveness? Does that spell Mongols committing here in a 5-on-2? Lexi given a chance to commit inside of the bomb site. He goes ahead of their smoke, forcing them down a single alley.
Важный раунд. Пиздец, как важный раунд.
Right now for NAVI, they're hoping that this duo, Bit and Ema, both played fantastically in the groups to get here. I hope they can put the squeeze on the Mongols. Alexi reluctantly concedes this space, but never takes his eyes off the prize. There's the ball rolling. The advantage for NAVI, and this time there's no option to go back for the Mongols.
Ema, holding good. 10 секунд. Пиздец. Что творится нахуй? Кикки.
And this guy has been a revelation in one half, having a catch up on this route to progress that the Mongols have been on, improving on these stage games.
Wonderful.
Well, he's knocked out first.
Clutch or kick. Clutch or kick. Scored. Miss. Üçüncü overtime business.
Unstoppable force meets immovable object. Flawless T-sides in this overtime. And seconds the difference round after round. These margins are so tight. How do Mongols stay in this game? They choked it from the start. But they fight tooth and nail. They demand more. We play on.
I mean, we have to start looking at Blitz and the clutches he's had to keep the Mongols in Cologne, right? They're not just limited to this quarterfinal. He's been doing it ever since the groups. Blitz has been in fantastic form. Everyone will remember that particular hair-raising clip of him on Dust 2. One of the squads that led to that Falcons downfall. And so in these clutches, Blitz is no stranger to them, and with the game he's having, and now also the game he's cooling as these T-sides have gone on, it's looking a lot more varied. There's been way more twists and turns than it feels like NAVI were ready for. Back to B, looking for this control, and a rare miss for Makazi.
Even more important, the Senzu gets that opening kill. Been the struggling player, been the one with the highest expectations. He's also been the guy who disappears on the stage for the Mongols. We thought we were past that. Felt like Austin was the changing of the Mongols, the improvement coming from Senzu.
Senior approaching bit. Senior approaching bit.
Zeno's having a hard one.
Timing.
Comes darting through the apartments for that kill. The wheels are somewhat off here.
Bit yana agressiya ketdi dальше. Xo'p, Texno emas, Blitz. Timing qara, o'ldiradi. Texno ham o'ldiradi bu hozir. Очевидно. Agressiya. Enshida ham shunaqa o'ynarmikan, bular bilmadim, brat. Bo'yayotgan narsam o'xshasa endi bilmadim. Bor 3 ta raund NAVI olib, keyingi raundda MONGOLZ skataga o'tib 3 ta raund olsa yaxshi bo'ladi.
It's concerning here for the Mongols, and a concern that's never truly gone away is even though Blitz, Techno, 9-10, these three are doing everything they can to keep the Mongols here. It's 2 star pieces for this Mongols squad, Senzu and Mazinho, both still struggling.
That round's such a great example of why when you reset the clock in overtime and go back to the start of a new one, it can just feel almost random at times. Teams getting very aggressive, willing to make plays they wouldn't when the pressure's on.
Timing qara, bit. 3 kills
in second mid. And despite that 5-on-4 for Mongols, it goes nowhere.
The thing that's concerning here with Senzu being one of the guys we're talking about is he was someone who used to hit so hard for the Mongols in those group stages and kind of had the most ground to make up on when it came to translating that into the playoffs, into the arenas. And it felt like he conquered that at the major. Posted some great numbers, did Senzu, to get them into that final. But here, an old problem rearing its head. It's not the time for it.
But there's still time to save it. First map into a triple overtime, into a quarter-final.
MONGOLZ, Blitz,
I mean, what a way to kick off this Cologne playoffs.
It's going to be a great weekend.
Texno 29, 927, MZinho hozir вообще o'ynolmayapti Senzu bilan. По факту. Не мой день bo'ldi shekilli.
They had me in the first half, not going to lie.
Bit, patsatda. Xo'p, bitta bo'ylab chiqib qoldi.
Can Mongols show us more
Nashvay qilsa bit o'ladi lekin.
on this T side?
Agar qochmasa.
That spam is available, but did punish Mazinho for going for it last round, so you know, doesn't announce
Because
his
they boosted quietly, yeah. I don't imagine they want to attempt it. Instead, just taking this position
short.
as an advantage onto itself. They're going to group in the apartments. There is
Raz
this double
Natli.
porch setup. One of its biggest vulnerabilities is to a heavy apps play from the tees, and that's what the Mongols are looking to do here.
Oh, miss.
This is a little awkward. You'll hear this from the boost, from this porch setup in mid, and so it's given Navi a far better idea as to what's happening, or what could happen in this round. Here's the play, 40 seconds. Bit up top. He's got a lot to be responsible for here. He needs his teammates to hold down mid. Just focus forward, looking at the apartment. It's actually wonderful to pick that up. Extinguishes the smoke. They play out in the mid. They can't find him. Wonderful's elusive. And they trade places, but it's a trade that Wonderful will take in his stride. He can run down the planter right now. He can finish this right now. Through the smoke. Wonderful seals the deal.
35-21. Wonderful's impact has been measurable across this entire map. It's been massive. Even when his team was so cold, so slow to start, he was still giving us opening kills. He was still making rounds interesting. He has still not died first in this game. 6-0 on those opening duels. 8 multi-kill rounds alongside Makaze.
Yarım saatten beri oynaşmattı bolla. Yarım saat. Bitti kartana.
This is Navi trying to bring it right back and go flawless the other way. The Mongols they play with some pace in this round, out into the top of mid, out in a mid.
Geç düştü flash gelse.
Convincing hole to open, and now you've got Wonderful, who might be feeling some pressure on the apartments, but deals with it diligently. Wonderful volleyed wide. It takes the util to punish that AWP.
Timing qara buni.
In through the back line.
21. Ko'ramiz serverlardan bo'ladi. O'rtamda bonus boshqachami har round bay bor. No, 10.000 12.000 beradi. 10.000 beradi overtime'da, brat.
Strabug's out the window at this point, but it does feel like surely Navi can finish this one off. Those improvements towards the end of the T-sides starting to look a lot better. Mongols once again
Bitti ahır yok
have to match what Navi are giving us, but it feels like this running away. Talk about multi-kills. There's only 4 across the entirety of the Mongols, everyone having 1. Those heroic moments relying on everyone doing their job. It has not been as consistent for the Mongols.
So if that's the worry, the Mongols are only as strong as their weakest link. Eyes on Mizinho and Senzu in this second
Alex'i nahus şak berarken bu. Baş molek vurdular. Miss. Mizinho yaşa var. İşte Cologne. İşte Cologne bu.
3 on 5 to end the map.
Makaze are both very, very low. As
As
has been demanded of them for almost the last hour, there is no margin for error here. Every shot has to connect flawlessly if you want to win this. The molly just bounced off Makaze. It didn't explode straight away. And so it let him get out. He's still in this round now. He's still in the picture. Makaze! And boy, will he make it worthwhile!
Yebaş. Gel valla. Oyun tugadi. Va nihoyat. 9% jalla.
A map they had no business winning, and it's the rookie in his debut game at Tier 1 and a land this big to get Navi there.
Navi o'zining kartasini oldi, zo'r. Ko'ramiz endi nima bo'lar ekan.
city. One more watch. I'm city. Coming, guys. Try to take them. Let's push. 1, 2, 3, pick.
Together, nice.
You're going for 30 seconds.
Close.
Time.
I'm going back.
Sure.
Not time for A. Lost.
Triple.
He's lost, yeah.
Pot. Not coming in, fighting. Not now.
10.
I will go. 1, 2, 3, let's go.
Nice! CT, next guy!
Come, yeah.
Can go.
Come.
You break, careful.
Chill, don't die.
Chill.
Alex, don't die.
On C side. I will have your banana. Have smoke, Alex. Smoke range after.
No, smoke city.
I will save it for 1 sec. All good. I'm gonna smoke CT.
Don't die first round, please.
Guys, I have money, guys. I will come. I smoke CT, I'm gonna hold Alex.
Don't need to bring.
Yeah, I will do it.
Isha has smoke as well.
Coils, I can smoke, yeah.
Only
coils.
Go.
I smoke coils.
Smoke city, bro. Smoke city now. Smoke city.
Smoke coils. Wait. Flash it. Ready to flash coils. I flashed it already.
Get calls.
Range 1.
Pick on me range.
Please smoke. Nice! Good job. Many util there. You can also fight Alex.
Guys, I will go through here. I'm flashing deep. Wait, no, don't do that.
Air swing. I smoke airs.
How the field? 3 HP on you.
Airs him down.
I'm behind.
Dead airs.
3 HP
I need help, guys.
Yeah.
Short one. Short.
Take a look.
Yeah,
Can you go flash?
I'm dead. I think two. Go short.
Yeah, I'm doing chaos smoke. Can you go short? Side, one more side.
Nice!
A tug of war on Inferno, but one in which Navi would eventually outlast. Despite a dire start from them in that first half, they show resilience. I'm talking about Bit stepping up, wonderful back in action, but most impressively, Makaze igniting in his first big stage game. There is no better way to start off a Cologne matchup. The triple overtime, is that Jason?
No, this is the perfect kickoff to the entire playoffs. This was absolutely magnificent. Well, lovely comeback from Navi as well after the first half. I think the real thing is we were laughing because it was like, we have to kind of bring up Makaze's stats after the first half, and he had like 3 kills, and then he just shot up the scoreboard. And that was the thing. Navi did enough to survive to where everyone else was actually going to show up into the game. Bit started having a great performance. Wonderful was there in place of IEM. Makaze stepping up. Everyone kind of eventually got into the game.
And something that Navi was known for while they were the #1 team in the world and a contender for all these trophies was their resiliency. You know, how many times did they come back into games? How many times were they able to grind out games where maybe they weren't playing their best? And this was very reminiscent of that.
Particularly when we're looking at that first half, right? Because Mongols, they were just on fire on that CT side. We have round 5, which was kind of the start of the Mongols putting a hell of a lot of rounds on.
Yeah, exactly. You know, we always talk about how these reset rounds are important. There's a couple of them in the half, and I think if you look at this round after Navi won pistol, Mongols win the first gun, you can see Blitz rotating towards B in the mid round. They have a good read in this situation. They have a bit of an app setup going. The A players still have some utility, and they're going to be in great position here, right? Initially to find the kill, to sort of fend off the hit from Navi, right? Get a bit of a trade 4v3. And then what happens is there's just a small sort of misplay towards the A bomb threat from Enzino. He has Bit running back Cat. He whiffs on him. All of a sudden, wow, now it's becoming like really close. And then after that, right, it's going to be a 2v2 situation on the B bomb side, and Mongols are going to be able to clutch. And that's a really hard retake to go for, 2v2 on B, right? And if they lose this round, Navi's 4-1 up, half by 5-1 up maybe, right? And the game goes to hell. But they were able to sort of salvage it and still go on a run from that point on.
It was a round that it felt like Navi never should have found a way to get into in the first place, and then Mongols just barely recover it right at the end. Like, it was very back and forth, which is, I mean, a great way to describe this entire match, because it felt like whenever one team got an upper hand, the other team figured it out very, very quickly, and Mongols is so lucky to get away with this round, to be honest with you.
100%. It felt like a map of millimeters when we're looking at this first round of Inferno. Then we move on to the second half. I know it feels like almost a lifetime ago, Janko, but round 15, this is where we see Navi biting back and the start of their eventual comeback.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's not even, we talk about, you know, it's very tricky. If you win pistol and lose the second round, that's hell. You know what's worse? When you win the pistol, you win the second round, and then actually against the eco following that, you go on and lose that one. And I think here we see a lack of discipline for the Mongols. Here we see them being a little bit too lackadaisical, right, in their approach.
Feeling they got it in the bag, maybe.
Yeah, they don't have armor, they just have pistols. Screw it, even if it's a stack, you know, we'll just get it done. And instead, they get decimated by the one saved 5-7 and armor from Alexi. Here's Senzu. You know, you don't worry about the guy running through the smoke. Your job is to push, pull, and clear towards the left. Your teammate behind you needs to kill that guy, right? You can see all the turning around. All of a sudden, Alexi comes alive, gets his first kill since the first pistol round, by the way, and gives Navi some life.
Yeah, it felt like Mongols in that round, just like half the people wanted to keep fighting forward into the stack, and half of everyone wanted to fall away and come with a new idea, just disjointed. It was something that came back to bite them, I think, towards the end in regulation and overtime. They started looking a little bit more scattered as the game went on, a little bit more like worried, concerned, like playing outside of whatever strategy is called.
Jason, you already alluded to it, but you know, we have a little group chat with the producers. That's where we request, you know, the stats, the graphics, the highlights we want to show. We obviously put a message in after the first half saying, feels BM, but we have to bring up Makaze's stat. But boy, oh boy, did he completely turn around as we moved into that second half and then the subsequent OTs after that.
Yeah, which was really good, because remember early on, Mongols did a lot of emphasis towards the B bomb site on his CT side. He was getting annihilated, and the fact that he stepped up is what made it so difficult for them. But just, I mean, yeah, look at it. Kill death obviously is an easy one, but the duels he was losing early on compared to winning them later on, the multi-kills he was able to add in. So yeah, I think we saw what we just witnessed right there was the rookie being a little bit nervous, hitting the stage and being like, holy shit, this arena's massive. There's a lot of people here.
HE pops off, the stage shakes.
Right, all the offshoots out, and you feel the vibrations. And finally, as the game went on, he was kind of able to calm himself down and settle into things. And then we got to see what caused him to be such an interesting prospect for this Navi team. All the skills on display, the multi-fragging, good play, not making too many mistakes, not being a liability. This guy was an absolute monster in the second half on.
I can't even blame too much the Mongols for their approach initially, because Alexi and Makaze had 5 kills combined in the first half.
Yep.
Right? Feels as good of a sight as ever to test.
Even if you just say go at the rookie in IGL.
Yeah.
I'm not even gonna argue with that too much.
Even with that, but I think the issue was after losing that eco, you sort of rush into the next buy, that goes away. Now your economy is in the bin, right? So the Mongols struggle to have gun rounds. The first proper gun round they get after that, they lose 2 guys in banana trying to fight it, right? So it's spiraled out of control for the Mongols really quickly. If it weren't for that 2v4, they might have lost in regulation.
Yeah, because as soon as you start losing some of those rounds, it's the other side where Navi's just like, all right, now we got our legs beneath us. Everybody just one round at a time, break them here. One more round, great clutch, and you just keep building and building.
That's been the story for Navi for a lot of this tournament. Like, their T sides have been sketchy. They've been lackluster, right? It's mostly on the CT sides where they've been doing work where they can, you know, just sort of react, play to their individual skill a little bit more, and I think we saw some of that on Inferno as well.
And this is where we can start to maybe lose our minds a little bit, because we move into what I thought was going to be, you know, the only OT that we see. No, turns out we get 3 more on top of that total. As Hugo aptly said, the unstoppable force versus the immovable object. It felt like even when one team had the upper hand, Janko, the other one would just always figure out. It was a game of numbers, a game of just inches, where Navi just managed to close it out narrow.
It was crazy. It was a game of CT sides until the second overtime, where then Navi wins all their three T-side rounds, and then the Mongols do the same. But it's just when you get to OT, it gets a little bit crazy in that sense, because your game plan is done. You know, your main idea is over. You've done all of those things. Now you're starting to play a little bit more random, in a sense of players take more initiative. They try to go for claymores. They take more risks in these rounds, and then you can see a lot of crazy things happen.
And that's where I think Mongols really got kind of slowed down is like, I think that transition outside of a game plan where, you know, B stopped working as effectively. They tried to break themselves into A, which is you had the 2 hot hands of Wonderful, of Bit over and Pit. Bit was incredible on both sides of the map in this series. You get stuffed at A a number of times, and you're just kind of struggling to make anything work. And like Mongols just kind of ran out of it. A few times going way down the wire in terms of timing, playing with the clock. That was so brutal. Lost a round because of that. I think Mongols fell out of their own game as that wore on.
Well, let's go ahead and check in with Blade to see how he is feeling after what was a crazy first map.
Few quick words here from Blade. Blade, just right out in front of this one. Inferno, big set of overtimes. What happened?
Nothing. You always focus on the game, that we can still come back. Like what we're doing wrong, we just tried to, like, we know how to play Inferno basically, and we just played bad T side, and we were trying like to focus on like stepping up. Let's start playing correct. So if you play correct, like for example, we won like several times 3-0 on T side on OT. So it just was a slow start for us, let's say.
Mongols pick an Ancient map too. What do you expect? And can Wonderful continue on this trend?
We kind of like Makaze is playing really good Ancient. It's like his signature map. So I think we need to focus on this.
Thank you very much, Blade.
Yeah, let's not forget, Inferno, first map of the series, that was Navi's pick coming into things. We move on to Ancient. Mongol's choice, we said maybe they could have gone into Mirage. We do get that as a third, if we do so require it. What do you think the logic was, going with Ancient instead?
I think they want to attack some of the role swaps likely. I mean, take advantage of another map where there's been some movement from the Navi side of things and maybe be able to catch some kind of weakness. Although I would say when you see the performance of Makaze in this one, they might be thinking otherwise. But also, as Yanko I think highlighted in the video as well, I think there's some traps in that they just avoided by going towards Ancient. It was probably the map left in the pool they felt the most comfortable, and they haven't brought Overpass in quite yet. So I think in terms of that, Mirage being an equal ground for both teams, going to one where they felt like they had the most advantage.
Yeah, they don't play the veto game as much in the sense of Mongols will pick what they're strong on, right? Which is Mirage, Ancient for the most part, something of the two. And considering that Navi loves Mirage too, okay, let's pick Ancient, we'll probably get Mirage as the third. They did, and I think this is actually the worst way to lose a game for the Mongols, right? Because it was a long map, you had them, you had a big lead, you felt like you let this one slip, and now you have to mentally reset for Ancient. I think they would have been better off if the game just said, okay, now we're going to our map pick. But this is where they have to show us again that they matured. They have to show us that they're grown, because as we said leading into this, they are the better team. They just need to show it on the server.
And I didn't think I mean, outside of like, towards the end, maybe the game plan collapsing a little bit, I thought as a team they played well. I think, one thing that we touched on in the pre-match as well that you have to point out is the Senzu performance on Inferno was very, very quiet. Not so much impactful out of him. It was other guys leading the way, 9-10 having a great game. They're going to need Senzu now. When elimination is on the line inside the arena, like this is where we have to see that Senzu that broke out at the major. He has to show up on Ancient.
Truly is do or die time for the Mongols here in the Lanxess. Their first foray in the playoffs of Cologne, and it could all end here. But their map pick of Ancient does lay in wait. We'll see you in a few.
Humble beginnings in Hanover to greatness in Katowice. Our journey is our legacy. As we arrive at what we thought was our peak, we instead discover a whole new chapter.
Flash.
We are at the Intel tent with Acer Predator and Intel. A lot going on around here. That much I can assure you here on my new Helios 16 laptop. This thing is sweet. So we're gonna open some cases today. Let's go see if we can make some new friends. Maybe they want to open cases. Hey guys, what's going on?
Hey, it's all fine.
See, you guys know each other, or you just wear matching hats?
Yeah, we are friends, yeah.
Where are you from?
Germany.
Nice. You guys want to open some cases with me?
Yeah, of course.
All right, well then do it. Do the honors.
Yeah.
Yep.
All we need is gold, right?
Yep. We're gonna channel our Oni pixel here, I think.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's so close.
That's not good enough.
I have seen the gold one too.
In fact, I don't know that we could have gotten any worse of a skin right out of the gate. So maybe you have better luck. What do you think?
Yeah, I guess I'm going for purple.
Purple? Which case you want? You want this one or you want this one?
No, the weapon case.
All right.
Always the
You pick the key, bud. You pick the key.
The left one.
Which part of Germany are you guys from?
From Bavaria, near Frankfurt.
All right. And the survey says would have been nice. Yeah, it is stat track.
And a better wear.
Cool. Well, I've got maybe just one more case to open here. Hey, man, you want to open a case?
Yeah, for sure.
All right, where you from, bro?
I'm from France.
Maybe you'll bring better luck than my German friends just did there. Here, hold that bad boy. Let's get you like this, and then go close.
Yeah, let's go.
And then we're gonna open one of these. You pick whichever one you want.
This one for real.
Yep. That's gonna be an unlocked container.
Yeah, let's go.
Now we're gonna show the people at home. When we go down here, I want you to do it, man.
Okay, let's go.
Good luck. We're all counting on you.
Wait. Okay, let's go.
Allez.
I usually don't have luck on this.
That's not what we were listening.
No, that's shit.
It is. But you know what isn't?
Shit.
You know what isn't?
What is?
Oh! That's pretty cool, right?
Damn, thank you. Damn. Thank you.
Merci beaucoup.
Merci beaucoup à vous.
Merci beaucoup.
We are at the Intel.
It's going to be hard to top that first map. Something very rare and exciting is happening here today. Under the pressure, the bright lights, the swell of the crowd, Navi's rookie, Makaze, leveled up, became something great in that opening map, with Wonderful and Bit both hitting hard around him, and that classic Navi resilience on display. They now sit a map up, a map closer to those semi-finals.
NAVI kötü başlıydı.
Hell of a
Hazır.
task for the Mongols on the other side. The
Yani
challenge
kurar
that
mısın?
awaits them now is
Kanat
to make this a three-map series. Redemption must be found on Ancient, or else that long-awaited dream of playing in this sacred arena won't be a dream at all. It'll be their nightmare.
Back to the stage woes for the Mongols. If you want to redeem yourself, it's going to be right here and right now. Their map pick, Ancient, their chance of redemption, or NAVI to pick up their first stage win all year long.
And it looks like we might be starting this one off with a bang. It's fast over towards B for the Mongols. Let's see what type of pace they start their map pick off with. Aggression straight away out towards the cave. Wonderful. Stellar hold with two from the dual Berettas, but the Mongols move in. They have their control.
Oh, I like the idea for NAVI breaking the smoke, gets them another fight. It's actually Bit standing on the short side to take down that cave player. Bomb makes it in, but now they've got to make it out with the round. Mongols 2v3, stuck in the open, nowhere to go, nowhere to hide, and NAVI come hunting. Wonderful Julie's already starting off as strong as he ended last map. That is a great sign. He went absolutely huge to take Inferno. The Makaze story is the one at the tip of our tongue, but without Wonderful playing lights out on the AWP, that never would have happened to NAVI. NAVI feeling good. I think the most exciting part about NAVI right now is the fact that they've even been talking in interviews, saying things like, you know, we've already done enough. We've already done better than many would expect. The pressure is kind of off to a degree here for NAVI, given that they are trying to level up for later in the year, the second major. They've been given a chance here to fight in Cologne, and they are seizing that opportunity. Trying to battle hard on Makaze on the stage.
Back to the B hit. Only good for the first before he's overwhelmed, but that's where Ema is here to lend this helping hand.
Как они жестко стреляют за главами.
It won't be enough to claw this round back. That was the force buy out of the Mongols.
It's a cool idea, but Navi is thriving in chaos right now, running through smokes, flashing around corners. And the one thing that's very clear from that last map is comms are on point. They had great utility all across the game, especially on those B holds. So seeing Navi just throw themselves around the corners into a Mongols force is a good sign of things to come.
Something else that's been sick to see is I think, you know, one of the old criticisms you could look to level against this Navi squad is sometimes it felt like there wasn't a huge degree of adaptability, right? We talked about the team, system that Blade and Alexi have gone on to implement within this squad, but when you're playing with a new player, it forces you to adapt, especially when you end up many overtimes deep in your opening map.
I didn't even talk about the difficulty of, you know, you've got a really tight run system in this Navi team, but you're adding in a player who's not even played at Tier 1, let alone had to be, you know, strong on this team and pulled around in the ways that Alexi wants. So there's a lot to learn from Makazi. There's a lot of things you have to change. And the fact that Navi couldn't get a Tier 1 proven superstar maybe felt like this would hold them back for some time, but they've come through straight into the playoffs of their first event with a statement on Inferno, and they convert here on Ancient. So Mongols yet again fighting from the back.
I mean, look, it's not even like the first time Blade has looked to take a gamble on a young, unproven talent. Thinking back to some of the Navi rosters of old and how they never panned out. MPL getting his start in the Navi jersey. A return to that risk, but Makaze faring well on this stage.
He's looked really good on Ancient inside of groups as well, at least comfortable on T-side, coming out, getting entries, re-peaking, just very confident. So after that last game, I think it's only going to get worse for the Mongols. This round spells disaster. Makaze coming through the donut, taking his one, departing. Mongols have to flush him out. That shadow gives him a warning, and 9-10, that's no warning shot, that's a confirmed kill. Wonderful re-swing, dead after as well. And finally, that Molotov will stop a recommit. Miss smoke, not a problem. Mongols have the sight.
He's going to be closing the gap very quickly. Senzu's heard this, but that slows his roll with the bomb. Trapped in there with Bit.
All this talk on Makaze and wonderful Bits here with a statement as well. Coming through with laser sharp headshots.
I mean, with Bit, it was never, you know, you never doubt this guy's mechanics. He's world class. Famed for headshots, knows that in these types of fights where he just has them rolled out in front of him, Bit is such a safe pair of hands. It's instant death for the opposition. And still flawless here for Navi.
Our Mongols going to keep up this pace. These 4 rounds have gone by in the blink of an eye. A team that plays very fast, requiring those entry kills. It's going to have to be delivered by the captain. The 1 AK in this eco round. Wonderful. Fins the herd. They get massacred before Blitz even gets to fire a shot. Is it too late on this A side? Nice deagle. Blitz has to finish what he started.
I mean, look, they put the hero AK in his hands. Blitz has been fantastic in these clutches, but it's asking way too much. The net is too tight around him. Navi play fast once they hear that bomb planted. And while it took them such a long time to get going on Inferno, the opening map, the map that they would go on to win in that stunning comeback from 9-4 down, there is no slow start here on Ancient. Everyone is firing on all cylinders.
Еще 0 уже, ебать, так быстро.
Good nade to middle by Makaze, but it doesn't stop his swing. Again, just comes in wide and fights elbow alone. This is what he was doing in groups. Left to his own devices. Allowed to be comfortable playing his spots that he played before joining this team. Plug and play for Navi. Oh my god, how does MONGOLZ get out with that? Backs them up from behind as they push down the ramp. A two-man crunch on the B side. MONGOLZ, you can walk out A. That bomb is in T-spawn right now. Blitz is nowhere to be seen. Trying to retrieve it.
Yeah. It's so awkward here for the MONGOLZ. They have all the info. They know where NAVI were, but it's not made dealing with this round any easier.
This is a massacre.
Blitz now left alone. He does have an open runway to a B plant. At bare minimum, all of NAVI up and left this side of the map. And so for now, Blitz has a lot of room to work with.
It's so quiet. How can you be certain? He wants info. He wants a kill. But moving in is about to sound the alarm here. MONGOLZ playing it safe. Gets the info, refuses to die, and the net begins to tighten.
Blitz has felt this once already. NAVI tightening their grip around him. Clutch denied. Bomb plant sure, but flawless in this round and in the game from NAVI. 6-0.
Is this going to be the collapse of the MONGOLZ? Using all their energy, everything on Inferno, getting ahead of themselves with 10 B hits in a row and costing them the game in a triple overtime affair. Now they come in 6 rounds deep in just a few minutes, running it down. In a game that we've seen 4 times this year, even 2-2, never on a stage. And right now, MONGOLZ, after 3 years of attempting to make it to the Lanxess, they've done it once, but they are getting swallowed. Think about how much Techno had to do just to drag that game on. Some of those B-holds on his own were unbelievable. Where are the rest of the team?
Blitz is going to try and put them in a good position again, looking for this mid control. He's got to be ready to square off.
Wonderful pass, Karaoke.
Who will have to hit the flick down. Blitz. There's the opening they were looking for. Re-aggression over here. Kaze trying to solo defend. Good decision to get this gun ready and on in time. He'll make it out with a second.
I think he tried to throw the smoke, but switched too quick. He didn't get out.
Once more, the bomb's going to be late. That will buy NAVI precious time. They're always having these extra 10, 15 seconds to start moving around in the mid-round here, thanks to this bomb drop, and it's another kill.
Unstoppable right now, bit with a statement game. I think something's cooking in Cologne for NAVI. If we're going to get these matches out of bits, if they're going to roll over the MONGOLZ with Spirit waiting, with everyone gunning for that grand final, who's to say that NAVI couldn't level up in the Lanxess? Right now, it's just the stoppable force of the MONGOLZ.
Blitz, scores без границ.
Mountains.
Он находится скребуля, 8-0. Скреб всё хуй знает. 12-0 bilan переход bo'lib yana comeback qilishsa endi bu safar MONGOLZda pizdes bo'ladi.
The boost idea is good.
Creeping
in, and that is a naughty opening kill here for the
MONGOLZ.
Nice gimmick for the opener, and once more it's Blitz to be the guy to go and secure it for his team.
Oh dear.
Takes it one step further.
Looks
like Blitz was in the middle of communicating with him there. Saw him take his eyes off the prize.
Gotta win this.
Blitz has done really well to leave the MONGOLZ in such a strong position. Entrusted with the hero gun, the captain's carved his own path into this round. Will it be enough? 9-10 gets into a post plant. Blitz also waiting, and they immediately charge down at 9-10. Right now, time being lent to Mazinho on this backstab, but he knows he can't just play for one. Fires off as they try and close the distance. Mazinho trying to get mileage out of this flank. Defuse tapped. Both players knowing about.
Yeah, bye. Tech 9 la round ola.
The Tech 9 and he'll find them. But this thing.
Sure. Yeah, bye.
NAVI don't relent. Still flawless. In spite of Blitz's best efforts, the Mongols can't find a thing.
That spam's going nowhere. It's not even landing on the bomb. And Mizzino can't be forced to play. He's
2
down
kill verdi.
alongside
2
with
kill.
a pistol.
Borib double pick qilishmadi.
Disaster strikes in a 5v3 for the Mongols. Red carpet rolled out and a backstab. None of this matters.
8-0.
The thing that's so wild here is even when you think back to the kind of heyday of NAVI prior to this change, you think back to their major run and the likes. The story for this NAVI squad wasn't dominating teams. These were close games, right? It was win by rounds for NAVI. That was how the system operated. This is dominant. You didn't have any type of scoreline like this on that major run.
A major they won by losing more rounds than they won. Now that speaks to the team play. Because even said it coming into this game. He said it in an interview with HLTV, saying that Mongols, they're playing very individual. We can beat them as a team. And that's how NAVI have won that previous map. Right now, yes, the individuals are doing a lot of work, but Inferno was a full roster, a unit of NAVI. Everyone carrying
Timing,
their weight.
timing.
Oh dear, final bullet. Because he should be dead. Can't escape from that corner. Techno doesn't keep it up after one. Orb looking for an A pick, expecting wonderful. Instead, it's bit.
Скорее всего, да. Молик.
Been damn near flawless in this
Молик
game.
очки за X.
Every shot connecting cleanly.
Гордо.
Very much embodying what it means to play your own game. Bit taking another head off. Flashes himself for even more. An important catch for the 910 AWP. But rather importantly, Bit bought time. And NAVI are fully ready for this play. They have the Mongols surrounded. It's another round where Blitz is in the middle of the NAVI ranks, and this net continues to close. Can Blitz evade capture? No, he cannot. NAVI remain one step ahead. And after an incredibly competitive opening map, back and forth all the way through into the overtimes, a game of margins, while this second map is a game of miles. NAVI leaps and bounds ahead of the Mongols.
They've been given more than an inch, and they are taking it all away. The pace of this T side, something Mongols will regret. 9-0 down.
Mongols полный килькич скорее всего. Ben yaptım. O adamı tezle oynayıp bakmasın genelde.
Confident approach. They run past and take middle from heaven. Still, Alexi peppers them. Ouch.
Değmedi en kıza bu arada.
But impact nades, well, that saved the game for NAVI. Back on Inferno.
Mid agresya butti.
Nice reclear. It is 1-for-1, but they weren't ready to jump. They're going to speed up towards the B bomb site. Mongols yet again sit in the advantage. Is it enough?
Nice.
Quick clear for Bit. Felt a lot of pressure. Felt like he had to make a move. Mizzino will get picked up for free.
Now they've got to go.
This is a round where NAVI could have been tempted to never give it a go, but that one kill, clawing back one, well, that intrigued them. Kazima is making his way round. Bomb's going to get planted here. There's nothing that NAVI can do to stop that. They're looking for that one kill that brings them back in to a very unlikely round. No one from the Mongols feels a great degree of comfort here, even in the 3v2. Even though they've had time to get set up, it's a losing game, it's a losing battle. NAVI play it forward. A lot of damage provided from Ema, but not that critical kill, and an instant re-swing for Senzu. The Mongols in round 10 get on the board.
Senzu showcasing some of the individual ability we know he has. Big 3K round with the entries through cave and the closer as well. Opts not to take the AWP here for the Mongols, as they just need to squeeze out 3 to feel like they got a chance to play in this map. Their pick. knowing just opening the floor to a third on Mirage. That's when Mongols feel favored. Being able to beat the world's best on it, and dominantly so. A map where their individuals stand above the rest. A map they may never get to try in this quarterfinal if NAVI can keep up. 9-1, they laugh off the lost round. NAVI don't care.
In the opening move from NAVI, a heavy stream of nades out towards this B site. Nades that the Mongols are ahead of. Wonderful was posted. He was ready for this B push.
Yeah,
never content with just the one. Wonderful looks for even more. This might be a crushing blow dealt to the Mongols. Senzu left in this clutch.
Ya 3-ga bor ekan, sorry.
Feels like he's found his voice here. Very late in the series, very late in the game.
Ketibdi middan, okay.
Can Senzu hold the key to unlocking a couple more rounds for the Mongols?
Just smart reset here for Ima to go back to play with his teammate rather than give away these two 1v1s that are available to trade. They don't even need to. 10-1.
Last round.
Domination continues. And sure, Wonderful's hitting shots. That's exciting, but I think the thing that's so cool about how he's playing in this series is he's playing with agency. He looks like he's been let off the leash, allowed to make his own plays. Typically a player who was constricted, confined to just a couple of shots around, and when he missed them, you really felt that let Navi down. He is forcing fights. He is pushing utility. He is playing on his terms. And it certainly helps that he's not missing a beat while he does that.
No, you know, in this era of the game, it's so quickly being dominated by these strong rifle and AWP duos, and it was clear for NAVI. Wonderful had to fit the bill there. He's emboldened and lived up to that across this series, across this game. Makaza playing in smokes. Back turn to Mizinho. He's going to catch him on the flick in the bottom and middle. Still lusting for even more is Makaze. And he's really coming to his own, and NAVI beat back the Mongols. No hope here. This game on the Mongols map pick. It might all be over.
Pistoletkani olsa, shans 12. Agar NAVI pistoletkani olsa, easy уже round bo'ladi по факту. Mongols ko'p kuchini Inferno ishlatib qo'ydi. O'zini kartasiga nima qilmadi. Berib yuborsa ham bo'lardi Inferno'ni. Araba. Kutamiz. Man edit qilay, unda kamida 2 minutlik video bo'ladi hozir. Qilib ko'ravering, brat, po'xo'y. Qani pistoletka, важный раунд degan pistoletkasi.
If there were any doubters as to the resilience and the brilliance on display from NAVI, well, they've quelled them here. A deadly trio. Ema, Wonderful, and Bit, who are lights out back in the groups, keeping up those appearances well into the playoffs. Makaze as the X Factor, the guy that could have made or broken this run, coming into his own and topping the charts here on this second map at an 11-1 scoreline. A victory is teed up for NAVI.
Yeah, and right now hitting the big red button, the eject button, is the Mongols eliminated from Cologne in a dismal second map, unless they pull off a comeback to rival NAVI's on Inferno. Immediately headshot. He's had a horrific series. It's not going to get any better in this pistol. The Mongols know they need to make a rotation. They need to make a gamble. They roll the dice, but not in their favor.
Only one guy here. It's Techno 4K. It was his Beholds back in Inferno that gave life to the Mongols, but just a one and done from him here. Might not be enough of a lifeline. Rush through on Mazinho. And in the midst of all this chaos, Ema finds a way to thrive. 9-10 is the sole survivor of this B hit. And he's on a timer. And that's 11 chances. It has been no contest on this second map. One faint glimmer of hope provided by the captain. One of the few Mongols players who kept this up throughout the entire series. But it's the departure of Mr. A failure to launch on this second map. That's what will be remembered. This leveling up of NAVI at just the right time.
Yeah, an unmemorable second map for the Mongols after such an exciting start. They come crumbling down.
Oh,
almost the color. It's Wonderful who gets out.
Wonderful,
low health.
ебалась ее уже. Алексей, Техно,
Low players here. Perhaps a chance for the Mongols to delay their death. But even then, man advantage firmly held as NAVI wait for
Алексей более, скорее всего, сенсу, да?
NAVI
Берегите тайминг.
All eyes, all pressure to make plays on the Mongols. They were
Как и
waiting
говорилось,
for one and
что калёный бар, блядь, что
find
калёный даже.
I almost don't want to say it, but you could really justify saving here.
Yeah, unfortunately true.
No one wants to admit it at 12-1. It gives them a lot to work with in this next round. For now, Wonderful. Just a little creep out through mid. Gonna go fish and see what he can get away with.
The justification is just that you don't want to give Mongols AKs and Galils and let them rifle up for the next. You want to keep them low, but
Timing,
to throw in the towel at a scoreline like this, and you have to commend that.
İşte kaloni vardı heyecanlısı. Техно oladı lekin.
Win the round, as simple as that. He catches them, nades in hand.
Pizdes.
Respectable attempt, but that's all it is here for NAVI as Mongols find a second. Doesn't even feel like they're closer.
Камбэк
We all know
начинается
what's gonna
отсюда,
happen.
ребята. Уха-ха-ха-ха. Ебать через ебало вот Левгин.
I think that was a Collat Deagle headshot.
The hero gun saved for Wonderful. Pistol armor for everyone else. Blitz. That's not the type of death you want to give away. They try to overwhelm Techno, and he will respond. Are they ready for this A hit though? Because it's only 9-10 here. MP9 up close. It's good range for it, but he's about to have 3 players on his screen. This won't be easy. 9-10. They boost up. That's info. That's something. Just the one and done. Rotate starting to heal on round. Alexi with the bomb plant, wonderful, hoping to take some space. They get out with a plant, and that's it.
It's all about teeing yourselves up, right? Damage, plants, all these little details for Na'Vi make the difference in making their final round easier. That's not really enough. It will facilitate some pistols, but Na'Vi should just take a breather.
But the Mongols, they've taken their first few steps of a marathon here. Not thinking about a finish line, not even really thinking about a halfway point. You've got to take it round by round.
Isolated incidents.
You've had this little streak of success after the force. You might have one more with more pistols fielded for Na'Vi, who feel like they have all the time in the world to bring the guns out. Aggression onto the lane. This is what Na'Vi are waiting for in the round. Flash comes out, blinds these ramp players, won't come to matter. Alexi on a Glock now.
He's dead. What? You go.
Didn't even fire back.
Cricket knows well, Angela.
Let it happen. And at least Mongols can have some fun in this matchup. It's very limited. There's not a lot to go around. Na'Vi have taken the stock.
By round. Yugurgana Karajala.
Everyone laughs it off, but this is it. Na'Vi's best chance yet.
Oh, mid egallaştı. Blitz ayık bilen. İşte ayık. Inferno'nun sensu ayık oynamadı. Burada Blitz ayık oynamadı. Oldu garayla. Mongols agresifini oynaş başladı. Lüboy bayıstedi.
He's not even going to let Senzu play it. Takes matters into his own hands in the right place now.
Dude, with good reason, Blitz has been a very, very consistent piece for the Mongols in this series. 2 kills already from his AWP. He's found his impact with it. Can he continue to justify this investment?
Unproblematic, but I'm always going to think back to the fact that they just went B for 10 rounds in a row on Inferno, and they never even really looked elsewhere. And then they won 1 2v4 on
Nej,
went
det
back
kan
to B.
bekräftas.
And
Bitti round
I
10
think the call
vurdu
was
ki.
somewhat let Mongols down.
Yok ki
in a
Blitz'ki
game
ace
that
bir
we had players
ayık
playing
bilen.
great.
Another good catch from Blitz on this second AWP.
Playing his heart out. And running through the
He nearly burns in the molly, trying to get even more aggressive. Hey,
Ace
9-10's the AWP. There he is in the kill feed. Alexi's just discovered him.
Very loose game right now.
Sep ama bar oyna ukaçalar.
Nothing to lose, but he's gone, and Mazzino makes sure of that. So 4 rounds in a row for the Mongols. And I'm still not convinced.
I mean, we said they got to take it a round at a time. That's very much the vibe for the Mongols. They are approaching that halfway point on the comeback. But it's far too early for celebration.
Another half.
For Na'Vi, you just don't want to start to ever feel like you're running out of runway in this game. It's a ways away from that happening. It's another one of these partial buys with the goal of bringing out guns in the next. So a chance to remain competitive here. They set their sights on the B play.
Oh. Buiten naast het geworden,
Element
Alex.
opening for Senzu. Spam connect.
He insult.
They lose a lot of the util on Alexi as well, so now Na'Vi just kind of have to force their way into this B bomb site. Jump spot. Sees the AWP. Cave becomes more tempting.
Sen git agresivden.
Cheers for the Mongols, still echo in the Lanxess. The dying light of this CT side.
Kordilen Byton'ı.
As Na'Vi try to snuff it out, it's going to have to come down to that rifle round.
İyi Byte kan bekledik ya oturuyor balı.
The conviction on display and how clean these rounds have felt is a huge sign of faith for the Mongols. It's just this game is already so far away from them.
They're just playing like it's already done. They're playing like they've got nothing to lose, and truly they don't at this point. After a 12-1 lead for NAVI, just throw yourselves around corners, take fights, screw it. We haven't got a chance anyway. It's when you hit those final couple of rounds that the pressure appears again. If you get to 12-10, you're going to start feeling like this is a reality. Can Mongols make it that far?
Blitz endi donut oynayapti. 2 red room.
NAVI who just need that one round. Those 5 kills. That 3v3 post plant with time to take position. Any situation where they can call their way over the line.
And what we're really looking for is kind of that opening door, right? You want that first 5v4, make life easy for Alexi, give him even more to work with. You'll take this if you can trade your way to a favorable spot and a 3-on-3 with a lot of damage done 9-10.
Ovoz eshitibdi. Скорее всего, A o'ynaydi. Makaz ovoz eshitdi. Yebat. Round. Bo'ldi, NAVI yutadi, qaranglar. NAVI yutadi. Agar yebali qilmasa yutdi. 910. Всё. Ребят, это ГГ, NAVI yutdi, bo'ldi. IEM orqasiga keladi, xohlasa pichoqsa ham bo'ladi. Давай, tezroq tugat o'yinni. Yo, bro, tezroq tugatsang-chi. Bratski. GG, absolut. Absolut. NAVI, go.
A team in a rebuilding process, having to fit in a new, inexperienced young player. He makes his way to the stage. He leaves with a statement on day one. NAVI, these building blocks forge a path to the semi-finals here in the Lanxess.
Stuck bearing witness to a feat achieved by the
Bo'ldi. Men 1 soatdan keyin yana streamni o'chirib yoqaman. To есть yana yoqaman. Hozir narezkalar qolishim kerak bo'ladi. Tak ko'ramiz.
This was supposed to be their run. This was supposed to be their side of the bracket. But their journey